What do you guys use for filtration? Let's hear it. By the way, we're going to be taking some phone calls. You guys want to call in, let me know when you want to do that. We're going to limit it to 5 minutes. And it's going to be on the timer. And as soon as that timer goes off, you're gone. Even if you don't answer the question, you're just gone. Because we got to move on. So, what I'm doing now, I'll start out. You guys can chat amongst yourselves. And I'm not going to look at chat too much. Billy is going to get rid of the jackasses out of there. Hopefully we don't have many, but you never know. Let's see. I'm not using anything except my rotor tube. The water comes out of the... See, I don't know if I'm talking to like beginner saltwater aquarium people, newbies, noobs, or if I'm talking to like advanced guys and girls. I know that there's advanced out there, but there's a lot of newcomers too. So go to the Facebook page, check out the link. It's really, really cool environment for you guys. You're going to love it. So, you know, I used to use like the sponges and the filter floss and my rotor tube and filter socks. I don't like filter socks anymore. The main reason being is because when all that water flows through, do you hear it now? It's flowing. When all the water flows through those nasty socks, you got to change them out every 3 days. Because if you don't, all the fish waste and food gets caught in there. And where does that stuff sit? Half of it sits in your sump water, where it breaks down. It breaks down in your water, and it's kind of staying in your water. Isn't the point to remove the stuff? Sure, you're capturing the solids, but those solids are sitting in your damn water. So, I got my rotor tube. It sits 3 inches above the water in the sump. Just goes right up in there, and it catches and it filters. I pull out the foam, I put new foam in, and I throw it away. It costs really not a lot of money at all. I get a whole roll of film that's like, what, $11 for like 12 feet of it? It lasts me a few months, easily. There's my solution. So I'm using a 1 rotor tube, and I'm using a Refugium. So when the water comes into the Refugium, it's getting caught by the Chaeto. Chaeto also acts for a home for the copepods. You guys know the rest of the deal. I'm going to get some emerald crabs tomorrow. I think I'm going to go to Beyond the Reef. Who wants to hang out there tomorrow? I'm going to do a live Beyond the Reef broadcast. I'm going to get a sea urchin. I hope they have tuxedo urchins, because I talked to one of the guys I always deal with over there at Beyond the Reef in Schaumburg. And they do have urchins, like a dozen of them. I want a tuxedo urchin. Urchin. U-R-C-H-I-N, urchin. To clean up the rest of the green hair algae in my tank. All right? So, that's what I'm doing. I was reading a while ago that there are some people... Oh, and I have my protein skimmer. And I have Miracle Mud. So some people, they don't use anything. I've read where there's no filtration, there's no media, there's no socks, not even a protein skimmer. They just let the water come through and go out and come through and go out. And when the water is a little dirtier, I think simple is best. When the water is dirtier, your corals thrive. Now, my corals upstairs, I don't have my second camera set up because I wanted to have it down below here, but when my water is dirtier, the corals just explode. They're awesome. I did a 1/3 tank water change last weekend because of the green hair algae problem, and my corals are kind of small right now. That kind of sucks. So, that's what's going on. I'm looking forward to my water getting a little dirtier and letting the Refugium take control, and then that sea urchin, hopefully a tuxedo urchin, will clean up the rest of that green hair algae, and that'll be the end of it, and that dude will eat fish waste and uneaten food and any algae off the rocks. That's going to be awesome. Then I'm going to have the Refugium taking care of the nitrates and the phosphates, and I am going to try an algae scrubber. There's a lot of you guys out there, not girls, because girls are generally cooler. By the way, shout out to Louise, a.k.a. Miss Saltwater Tank. She's doing good. Had a conversation with her, a few of them actually, and she's got her new channel about her dogs. She's a huge dog lover, and so am I. And we're going to probably do a little video work together. That'll be a lot of fun. That'll be a lot of fun. Check out her channel. I have a link in the video description of this as well. She's awesome. I know you guys love her. So let's hear what you guys are doing. What are you guys doing for your filtration? Do you like to have more media, less media? By the way, remember, less media I like because, for one, there's not much crap to clean. For two, it lets the uneaten food cycle through your tank. It'll be picked up by your corals and your fish and your inverts. For three, it allows more copepods to flow through your system, which is food for your mandarin gobies, which of course I love, and I have one still, and he's getting a little fatter ever since I added more copepods from Algae Barn. What else? So there's less to clean. There's more food flowing through your system. If you keep up on water changes, your parameters should be great. If you want to do any kind of mechanical filtration, I recommend like a polyfilter or just one foam block. You know, less is a lot more. Don't allow that food and fish waste to get caught up in the sponges and then the blocks and all those things. Speaking of blocks, Marine Pure block, I did a video on it like a year and a half ago. Hated those things. Hated those things. When I took it out after 9 months, my nitrates never went down. They actually went up. And when I rinsed it, those things hold so much water, you guys. It was nasty water coming out of it. And I'm thinking that those Marine Pure blocks hold the fish waste, known as detritus. So all those minuscule pores were being blocked by fish waste. And it's breaking down in the rock. So you get this toxic Marine Pure rock. I'm just saying it makes sense, which is another reason why I believe you should not have any rocks in your sump, because fish waste is going to come out of that return and it's going to get caught up in the rock unless you've got some kind of foam block before the rock. Damn, that rhymes. I hate when things rhyme. You guys know that. Scuba Steve, I love that name. Love that name. So, what do you guys use? What are your thoughts on what I just said? By the way, if you're watching this, on YouTube, the comments are coming through in real time, which I fucking love. And enlarge your screen. In the lower right, click the enlarge button, and it'll be larger. And then you can read the comments. By the way, speaking of clicking on things, click the subscribe button, click the bell next to it. That way you'll be alerted every time I do a live stream, or I just put a video up, or I do anything with this channel. All right? Man, it's good to see you guys. I was talking to Billy Pipes, and he was telling me that like a good amount of you guys met because of the live stream that we do here. Compy, dude, what's up, dude? Compy. That is weird to me. Like, that makes me really happy because I didn't think that this channel was going to be big. Like, I thought, man, God, if I could only get 100 subscribers, that'd be awesome. And now I'll be hitting 10,000 in another 2 years. Who knows when. But, damn, that kind of makes me mad. I know you guys with YouTube channels are like, fuck, am I ever going to get subscribers? You'll get them. You'll totally get them. But you know what? Again, as I talked to Billy today, it's like, I don't have breasts. It's not sexist. It is the truth. I do not have breasts. And because of that, fucking A, I'm just not getting the subs. Pardon my Italian. Speaking of that, a shout out to Taylor Nicole Dean. I think that's her name. I don't watch her videos. Not because I don't think she's good, but I just don't learn anything. I think she's got some pretty good production going on with lighting, and she's good to look at, but I don't need that. But I see that she's got like 1 million subscribers. I just looked at it for like the first time in like 10 months, and I'm like, what the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? Whatever. Not slamming her. sounded kind of weird. But let's hear what you guys do for your filtration. Mike the Reefer says, them half-dressed thumbnails, though. CJ, not slamming her. So now it's going to be like, did you hear what RotterTube said about Nicole? There was a girl a long time ago named Nicole that I had a massive crush on, and I was supposed to marry her. She had another agenda. But, whatever. Billy says, I did it, just saying. That's not how Billy sounds. He's actually like, I did it, just saying. Chato, Miracle Mud, and a water change don't hurt. Dave's reefing addiction. You're totally right. So, less is more. I don't have reactors. I don't dose things. Once in a while, I'll dose like a quarter of a cup of calcium crystals, just to make sure my calcium is at the right level, because I love the purple rock, the coralline algae. I'm so glad CJ's back. I had a great conversation with him yesterday. That was awesome. And CJ's using natural filtration skimmer, algae scrubber, and pond matrix. I tried the pond matrix. I didn't have any success with that. Oh, brings me to another thing. Canister filters are good. People will say, you know, they're a nitrate factory. Which nitrates are the last stage in the nitrogen cycle. Food and fish waste gets broken down. We all know this, into ammonia, which is toxic. It's urine, and it's ammonia, and fish will die. Then that gets broken down by the bacteria into nitrites. Not so harmful, but the nitrates should be close to zero, or else your corals don't like it. And really high levels, I imagine like 100, your fish could die. You got to get those nitrates out of there by doing various things, like protein skimming, which also oxygenates the water, and then you do water changes. Man, it actually sounds like I know what I'm talking about. It's amazing. Like 4 years ago, I didn't know shit. And there's some people on Reef Central saying, you still don't know shit. Reef Central, you all know how I feel about that. It's a bunch of blind leading the blind, with some pretty good people out there. That Randy guy is pretty good. But it's just a bunch of bullies. I just call it how I see it. I'm just babbling. CJ, can I trust that dude? Alright, fine. I'll give CJ a wrench. I can trust him, I think. I'll make Compy 1, 2. I think we can trust that dude. Scott, hey, Billy, can't you make those guys a moderator? Dave's reefing addiction. This is the only stream I can troll in. You troll anyone and you are gone. You're done. CJ got promoted. Alright. So, okay. So, you guys want to do the phone? Someone want to call in? Let's have Billy call in. Let me put the number up here. You guys, everybody write it down. 630-503-6017. 630-503-6017. I just put it in there. I need to have a screen come up with that. It says the phone number to call in. I'm thinking about upgrading the software. We'll see how popular I get. We'll see if I can make Nicole money, because the software that I want is $700. And if I do that, then I can have a bunch of you guys calling in and also Skype with me as well. It's going to be great. and we can have someone out in the field, you know, maybe someone's at a reef store, and they could broadcast from their iPhone. We can bring them in live, and we can say, okay, there's a guy in the field. I hope this isn't a stalker. Hello? Hello? Hold on a second.
Yes, hello.
Hello?
Yeah, this is Ed from Ed's Fish Tank Extreme.
Oh my God, it's Ed.
I'm just kidding. It's Billy.
Oh, thank God. Because this stream would be fucked. All right, shut it down.
Shit.
Shut it down. Ed's like the Reaper. He just comes in and looms like negative technology vibes, and he destroys everything. I love him, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was always a challenge. As soon as he came on, I was like, oh, well, go to bed.
Oh, we're
Time
fucked.
to go to bed. Oh, shit.
So
yeah, I've heard a lot of people, not a lot, but like with the Marine Pure.
Yeah.
I know somebody recently that had to get rid of a couple blocks because they were nasty, but they were like 2 years old.
Oh.
So they're working for, but the thing is I took one of his that was like 12 months old. And I put it in my tank, and that's how I cycled it instantly.
Yeah. Right,
and so far so good. But I have like a handful of chromis. I don't have big ass tangs and stuff, like to have a heavy bioload.
What's the biggest fish you've got in there?
A chalk basslet. It's like 2 inches long.
So you're not a real reefer then. At least that's what CJ would say.
I'm more into the coral. I can't. I have to have. I'm gonna go to the store this week and get some more fish because I'm taking one out, and I'll put some more in there. But I'm just worried that they're gonna like touch my acans, and I don't like that.
Yeah. Well.
But.
So So when you did the Marine Pure thing, did you leave it in, or I've seen a lot of.
Yeah, it's still in there. It's still in there. The one thing I do know with it is like if you have it in your sump, and it's like with your Refugium, it will grow. It will grow like from the Refugium light. It will grow some nasty stuff on it. It is supposed to be in the dark. They don't really say that, but like when I was at Reefapalooza, they told me that you shouldn't really have a Refugium light over it because it could cause those extra nutrients to start growing stuff like bryopsis and hair algae on it and all that, which is fine for your sump if it stays there, but. I like it.
Really quick,
so
CJ told me that I have to start the clock for you. So.
Oh yeah. And if it's 5 minutes, just that's it. Don't even warn me. If anybody, just don't even. I'm watching my phone. I'm at 2:45 right now.
I gave you 8 minutes because you're Billy Pipes, but yeah, that's the thing. No one's getting warned. It's just like, oh, he's gone. That's going to be the thing of the show.
But no, just give me the 5. Give everybody else a shot to call in. I know a couple people have wanted to call in back in the day, and so. But yeah, I told everybody that I originally met because there's like me and Scott. I never knew him from anything. Met him on the stream, and I talk to him every single day now. We meet at all the swaps. And,
wow, that's cool.
Yep. And Reef Spy. I've been to his house.
Spy.
I actually did a bunch of work at his house.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That dude's tank is ridiculous.
Yeah, and in person, it's like, I'm like, dude, you have coral in here that I've never seen before. Like, you can't see it all on film. You got to like really get up in there. But
you know what? Yeah. When I first met him over like this, he was asking questions like, I don't know. It just seemed to me that he didn't know as much as he does, right? And he's asking me questions, and then he's like, "Well, here's my tank. Give me some tips or whatever." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" It's like some NASCAR mechanic asking the Jiffy Lube guy for advice. I'm like,
exactly.
Get out of here.
Yep. Somebody emailed me a question about Refugium lights, and I said, check out Reef Spy because he uses really simple lights and he's growing like all kinds of different macroalgae. And he emailed me back. He's like, "Who's a Reef Spy?" And I'm like, "You don't know who Reef Spy is? Oh man!" Look at his tank. And then he emailed me back. He goes, "Yeah, I checked his channel out. Thank you."
Dude, his channel is... All your guys' channels are great. It's really, really cool. And you know, we were saying, like, yesterday, I was talking to CJ, and it's like, that dude was always like, I don't know, like, just along with us. And then all of a sudden, he came out with his line of silk robes and Be Easy stuff, and he just fucking went to like 30,000 subscribers in like a few months. That guy's nuts.
His video is on point. It's just what you can do with a phone. That's it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good. I mean, I'm a cinematographer, and that guy impresses me. And I'm like, you're still using your damn phone? And I know what the phone can do. I use it for a lot of stuff, but that guy, he is good.
Yep.
He's really good.
And it's like, I have the iMovie, which I'm pretty sure he has. I have iMovie on the laptop, and I don't know nothing about. I'm not technologically advanced at all. So I'm sure I could.
iMovie's great, and I use it on the phone too. You know, I use it sometimes. I use Final Cut, but iMovie's awesome still. It's great.
Yep. Yeah, but I still remember that video of the digging. It was funny as hell.
I was walking to work. I'm like, oh, this would be perfect. I'm gonna get him.
Yep.
It was cool. Yeah, he's got a really good channel, man. All you guys do.
Yeah.
It's really cool, and I'm very proud to be part of it because, you know, like 4 years ago, I was sitting in the recliner, like, I think I want to upgrade my tank because I had a 28-gallon. I'm like, man, I don't know those things about those big tanks and stuff, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have a cool channel? And here I am, with all you guys hanging out. Totally cool.
Yep.
Totally cool.
Yep. And then once everybody starts knowing, oh, he's going live on Fridays again, and it'll be back to normal, and
I hope so.
All kinds of crazy stuff. Yep. Everybody hanging out in the chats.
Yeah. You know what I'm surprised about, though, to be honest? Like, when I posted a couple videos on saltwater aquarium stuff, I didn't think it was good. I didn't know the size of the community. I had no idea. Because I'm thinking saltwater tanks, I had visions of, like, you know, guys from the 70s with the mustache and the butterfly collars, driving the cigar cars, you know, with their saltwater tanks on, like, really thin metal stands, you know. That's what I was envisioning. But sure enough, dude, there's fucking stores everywhere, and it's a big hobby thing. Yeah. I had no idea. I had no idea.
And I was like, same with me. Like, I drove past these, you know, LFSs and never blinked at them, and now I'm on the road all the time for work, and I pass one. I'm like, it's like I can see the blue lights shining through the window, and I'm like, that's a reef store. I gotta pull in real quick. They're everywhere.
Yeah,
it's huge.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I did not know. I mean, I didn't even notice them before I was in the hobby because the extent was like going to, you know, Walmart or Petco, you know.
Yep.
But it's a really cool hobby, and it's much larger than I thought.
Yeah.
And that's what she said, by the way.
Yep.
But but it's a really great bunch of people. But like I said earlier, man, there's like also evil people. But there's evil people everywhere. Trolls on every type of channel. Makeup channels, saltwater channels. Well, like I said before in the past, and I told you too, it's just a fish tank at the end of the day. Get a life, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Fucking trolls.
Exactly. Yep. Oh, yeah.
So what are you doing? Just hanging out?
Yeah, I was uploading some video. I actually went to a store the other day that I'm doing a video on. A guy he's doing it full-time now. He was working full-time and doing this like after hours, and he does swaps all the time. So now he just made the official quit his job, and he's in the store full-time. So I wanted to go do a video. He's out in PA, but
what's he doing videos
really cool
on?
Dude. I'm just going to show his store, you know, what
What's
he's got.
The store?
It's the Coral Reef Connection.
Oh,
it's out in PA. It's out in Pennsylvania, but I mean, he goes to every single swap, like 1 or 2 a month at least. You know, he's going to Ohio, I think, this week or next week or something. You know, that's a good 6-7 hour drive for him.
Holy shit! Does he ship corals?
I don't know if he ships yet. That's the one thing I forgot to ask. I don't think he is, only because he's going all over the place, but I'm pretty sure eventually he's gonna, because most guys do, you know?
That's awesome.
I just picked up a couple pieces from him. I have stuff in my tank from swaps from a long time. Like I was at a swap and I won a Blasto, and it's in my tank still, and it's like 2 inches in diameter. He's got good stuff, good color, good prices. You know, he doesn't bring the coral back from the swap and say, okay, I had it at the swap for 45, now it's going to be 85 because it's in the store. He just maintains a good price.
He needs to start a website. He needs to start a blog. He needs to get familiar with search engine optimization, social media, and all that fancy millennial stuff. But I've been doing it for years. You've got 3 seconds, and CJ's been looking at his watch. Oh, there it is.
That's it. I'm out.
You're cool, man. You got to go, though.
I'll talk to you.
Bye.
I'll talk to you.
He's got to go. All right, CJ's happy now. Like every 5 seconds, CJ was like, but the watch! But the watch! All right. Yeah, the number is 630-503-6017. Oh, all right. I will get a better alarm sound. A bullhorn? That's fine. Let me see if I can change. I'll do it later. For now, we'll do the little girl sound. Not sexist. God. We'll do something. I'm glad to see you guys chatting. This is awesome. I love the chat on the screen as I'm talking to you guys. This is good times. But we still haven't talked about... Well, Billy did. He talked about the Marine Pure Block. Great to have Billy on the line. That's awesome. Hey, a shout out to Aaron's Aquarium, or is it Aaron's Aquariums? I can't remember. Then there's CJ's Aquarium, or is it CJ's Aquariums? I think, so here's the deal. CJ has 1 aquarium, I'm pretty sure, right? Am I wrong? But your name is CJ's Aquariums. Reef Keeper, thank you so much for posting the phone number, 630. I'm gonna put a title on the bottom. By the way, Aquarium Cabinet Solutions gave me 10 pounds towards the software. Dude, you are awesome. I don't know. You know what? Okay, I'll start a link for like a PayPal or something through my recording studio here where you guys can donate. Or I could do Patreon. I don't know. I always feel weird asking for money. But if you guys want to donate, that's cool. It's a tax write-off, and of course I'll do things like name shout-outs and things like that and all these cool things. So CJ says he had 2 aquariums, but right now you have 1. So you got to change your name to be singular. Oh, who's this? It's always a surprise. We never know who it's going to be, if it's a creeper or what. This is Steve. Who's this?
Hey, Steve. It's Scott from Roscoe's Reef. How you doing?
Oh, dude. What's up, Scott?
Great to see you back in the live stream game.
Yeah, I took a long break, man.
Yeah, hey. I know the deal.
I'll tell you why. Because after I had to put my dog best friend to sleep, that destroyed me. And then I was seeing how much I was kind of getting tired of the YouTube thing, seeing how much money we're not making because, like I said, we don't have breasts. But
exactly.
Then I started doing other channels and things too. But yeah, it's cool to be back. I missed these guys and you and things, and I like, YouTube is awesome as you know, but this stream is cool to bond people together. You guys get to chat, and it's awesome.
Oh, absolutely. The amount of people that I've met since I've started is ridiculous. And just going to, you go to the shows where a lot of the guys show up.
Yeah.
And, you meet a guy that you never really met in person, but the minute you see him and meet him, it's like you're friends for years.
Yeah. Right. You know what? People have recognized you when you're out and about, right? You go to these shows. Yeah. Does it make you feel weird? Because it makes me feel weird.
I don't know how to react to it.
Right.
you know, even when they say, "Hey, I love the channel," I'm like, okay, yeah, hi, how you doing?
So someone approached me, and I saw people like looking at me at the aquatic experience, right? And I just kept low. I put like a hat on, and I was just filming, and I hung out with Rod from Rod's Food because we talk and stuff. And people were like, "Are you?" No, it's just weird to me, you know.
Yeah,
it's just I'm just Steve, you know. Are you Robert? No. It was just really weird to me, but it's cool. It's really cool that people watch these channels and they really enjoy it. So what's new with your tank? What's going on? Anything new?
Nothing. Just trying. Well, the bad thing is that I got to deal with an aptasia problem right now. So
yeah, I remember that. How bad is it? Is it clearing up at all?
No, it's getting a little worse, but I just got a line on nudibranchs. So I'm going to be picking up probably about 10 of them to try and deal with it.
You know what worked for me like a long time ago in my 75-gallon? You turn all your power heads off. You turn all the flow off completely. And then you get yourself that Aptasia X stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, that stuff works awesome.
I tried it, but the problem with mine is the way my rock work is. I got Aptasia in places I can't reach.
Well, it's got a syringe that comes with it that's like 3 inches long. That wouldn't work for you either?
No, because where it started at is in a cave that I'd have to reach and bend around like a couple of rocks to actually get something in there. I'd wind up trashing my whole rockscape to try and get it.
That sucks.
So I'm going to try the nudibranchs. I heard a lot of good things about them. So we'll see if that clears it up. I'll tell you right now, peppermint shrimp does not work.
That's what I was going to say, because when I had that issue, everyone's like, "Oh, peppermint shrimp, peppermint." Nope, nothing, dude, nothing. He was walking all over it. He could care less.
I had a peppermint shrimp. I'm watching him go into a little nook where there's a nice sized one, and I'm like, okay, he's going to eat it. He touched it and jumped about 6 inches. I was like, well, that's not the response I need. So, yeah, they don't work.
No, they don't work. They're cool, but they don't work.
Oh, yeah, they don't work. So and filtration-wise, I'm about as basic as you get. It's a protein skimmer, macroalgae, and an auto top one, and that's it.
Protein skimmer, macroalgae. That's like me.
Yep. It's just about as basic as you can get.
And how often are you doing the water changes?
I do a 10% like every other week.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't stir my sand bed, so I got a lot of macrofauna in my sand that takes care of a lot of the waste that hits the tank.
Yeah. I'm still thinking about going the bare bottom.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people like it. I just don't like it because, I like the sand look.
So do I.
To me, it's a little bit more natural.
It is. And it looks great. And I've got some fish in there. And, of course, I'm thinking, like, the copepod population, they live in the sand as well. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would love the look of the black marble. It's so much easier to clean. A lot of people who have done it love it.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know, man. I like the sand. Oh, my God.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
All right. Good talking to you, buddy.
Dude, it was awesome talking to you.
All right. You'll hear more from me.
Awesome. Thanks, dude.
All right, later.
Bye.
Bye.
Man, awesome to talk to him. Awesome to talk to you guys. Mass Aquariums, what's up? Mass Aquariums, $20. Oh, I'm honored. Your channel is really cool. Billy Pipes, $10. That's so awesome. I don't know what I do with that. Is that just saying that you will do it? Or I don't know how that money thing works. Mass Aquariums, we are honored that you are in here. So, who wants to be next? Who's next? How long do people get to talk? You get 5 minutes and that's it. Then you're done. You're out. You're gone. I don't know. I made the rule for 5 minutes, but I want to say that if, you're going to finish a statement, you can stay on. And CJ's like, nope, got to go. You cut him off. And I thought that would be the silly thing. 5 minutes, you're just done. You're gone. So we got to keep that. Oh, my God. Everybody. Ed's Fish Tank Extreme is in the house. That means all this shit is going to be shut down. We're done. We got to keep him off the phone lines. Because the stream's going to break. My system's going to crash. And probably all you guys are going to get a virus. Now we're fucked. Ed, don't call in until the end of the show. Because we got to finish this first. Who summoned Ed? Ed's not calling. He's not doing it. I'm not answering the phone. Don't do it. Man, we gotta get Nicole on this channel, man. Taylor, okay, let me just say, let's not turn this into a pirate den, all right? I want to say, and you guys know I'm sarcastic and I'm honest. I love her, and she puts a lot of work into her channel. And that's it. And it's nothing against her. I'm not jealous. I'm just saying that a lot of us have she has put a lot of work into it too. Anyway, she's got a good channel. I'm not just saying it, because if it wasn't true, I would tell you guys. She puts a lot of work into it. She's attractive. That's a leg up. Look, let's be honest here. If she was a fat boy who lived in his mom's basement and ate paste and looked at comic books, she wouldn't have no million subscribers. She looks good, and she's funny, and I like the way how she does her jump cuts in her editing. So, she's good. I'd like to have her on the show. That'd be cool. Not because I want to get views and hits and more subscribers. I just think it would be fun to have her on the show. Maybe I'll reach out to her. We'll see. I'd like to get Louise on the show too, even though she's not doing saltwater aquarium stuff anymore. For those of you who just tuned in, I've been in touch with Louise, a.k.a. Miss Saltwater Tank. We've been friends for a little while before she was doing the saltwater stuff, and she got really popular. She's doing good. She's doing her dog channel. Her and I are going to collaborate. We've talked about it on a channel because Leia, my German Shepherd, has her own channel, and it's very small. And we talked about collaborating because she's got a really cool dog channel, just like you're used to seeing with her Saltwater Tank channel. She loves her animals more than life itself. She's a sweetheart, and it's good to see her. It's great to see her online again. I missed her, and I'm glad she's back, as I'm sure all you guys are as well. In fact, I just got a couple messages from her today. I sent her some pictures of the dogs. So, hello to Louise, and have a great weekend. Let's see. Yes. Huckleberry Fin Mass Aquariums. 8-month charcoal lab. Oh my god, that's going to be awesome. Love labs. The charcoals and the blacks, but the charcoals are just awesome. I love my dogs, first and foremost. Dog lover for years. I should have brought Leia down here. She's probably asleep. So who's calling in? 630-503-6017. Man, I was looking forward to this today. Then I had technical difficulties, but, you know, you guys were all like, when are you coming back with Rather Too Brief? I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of busy. Don't bother me. And here we are. There's the phone number. Reef Keeper keeping everyone in check with the phone number, 630-503-6017. You know what? I'm going to put that in the video description of all the future videos, too. And that way you guys can call. Fair warning, if you leave a voicemail when we're not streaming, I will probably use them on a video sometime, just so you know. Anything you leave for me is open game to be on the air. Unless you say, don't use this. That includes emails, whatever, because I've been getting those too. All right? Where's the tank? Are you talking to me? Ed, are you talking to me? It's right above us. I've got like, what, 2,000 pounds right above us. If you're talking to me. Anybody want to call in? Anyone from Europe? Anyone from the UK? I love my UK people. Love their accent. So you know what I'm thinking about doing? I still have that 40-gallon tank that I got from Petco when they had their, or is it PetSmart? I don't know. I'm not getting paid to say names, so I don't care. $1 per gallon sale. I got it, what, a year ago, a year and a half ago? I'm thinking about setting up a second aquarium, but, you know, it's not reef ready, which means it doesn't have the holes in the bottom, so I can't use a sump, so I might use a canister filter, but I'm against cables and crap that you can see. I want it to be clean. I don't know what I'm going to do. For filtration, but I thought it might be kind of fun to set up a tank from the very beginning, put your sand in, let it go through its process, let the ammonia spike, don't put any fish in yet. It'll be geared towards new fish reef keepers, not to copy bulk reef supplies, whatever it is, 180 days of reef keeping or what they do with that tank. So does that mean like after 180 days they're going to tear it down? I don't know. But that's a pretty cool idea. I just got the idea because a lot of people they don't know how to set up a tank properly. And I thought I would just like do that and then put like, I don't know, like a pair of clowns and one small tang, maybe a coal tang. I don't know what would go in there. I really don't know. Let's see. Someone asked a question. Best stuff to treat fish with ick. That would be Coppermine, which is liquid copper by Sechem, or Sechem. I like to say Sechem. And it's really easy to use, but check it out. You have to you got to take all your fish out of the aquarium that is infected. I've got a whole playlist on how to kill ick permanently, and I wrote a book too. It's on Amazon. Link to that in all my video descriptions for the book. It's like $3. Check it out. Teaches you how to kill ick forever. It's very well written. So you get a separate tank. You put your fish in there. You do a water change of 50% at least every other day, and then you put the half dose that they recommend. Whatever Sechem recommends, you do a half dose of Coppermine because the full dose is way too close to the toxic levels which will kill your fish. It leads to, it fucks them up and they die. So neurological disorders and all kinds of mental stuff that goes on with your fish. I'm not kidding. Once they get to that point, they're done. They're not coming back. So you want to have the half dose, which is more than enough to kill the parasites. You want to keep them in there for 6 weeks. The plan being you want to keep them in the second tank, treat them in the hospital tank, leaving your main display tank empty because parasites only feed on fish. You want to starve them, and 6 weeks is enough time to do that. No less than 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, your fish will be healthy. You put them back in the tank. All the fish I have, including my huge fowlery tank, those dudes were riddled with ick, okay? And this was like 3 years ago, and I didn't know anything about ick or whatever. And I did my research, and I put them in, and they had like mass chicken pox. Their whole bodies looked like sandpaper. And I thought they were goners. Nope. All that went away after about a week of treatment. I kept them in the quarantine for 8 weeks, carefully monitoring the ammonia levels. You can't have ammonia or they will die. It's toxic. All right? Yes, it's a lot of work. What if I can't catch every fish? Well, you have to. Because if you don't, that clock starts at 6 weeks from the time you catch the last fish, or it dies. All right? Now, if you get a new coral or something and you put it in your aquarium, that coral could have ick on it. Parasites do not eat corals, but the water that it comes in on from your reef store may be contaminated with parasites. So just one drop contains one parasite, it's going to multiply by the thousands within a week, and then you're screwed. So use this time, if you have some money, to buy corals and throw them in your display tank. Once you put the last coral in, it's 6 weeks. If you make it through 5 weeks and you decide to put a coral in, it's another 6 weeks. All right? Be safe. Damn it. Telling you guys for this for months. Anyway, I got off on an ick tangent. I should have called this the ick channel. All right. What are we going to talk about now? Anyone going to call in and tell me about their tank or their filtration? No one's calling in and using a sexy voice. That's what Nate wants. That's what Nate wants to hear. Unless you're female, I don't want it to happen. You guys are so nice. Aquatic Tanks by MJ has just supported the channel with $8 to buy the software. That's so cool. We don't need the software, but the software would enable us, like right now I've got myself and chat going on. The software would enable us to have multiple Skype sessions, a person out there on the street, maybe Billy Pipes is in his car and he's got his iPhone, he can Skype in. Well, you shouldn't be doing that when you're driving, but you know what I'm saying. Maybe he's at a Starbucks or something and he wants to join in on the chat. Awesome. Then we can take phone calls and everything too. It's like a full studio thing, you know, if we want to keep going with this. If not, I'm totally cool with it like this. So if it doesn't change, I'm fine. But thank you so much. Now, again, Billy Pipes, he wants a shout out, and he gave $10. Thank you so much. Mass Aquariums, $20. Aquatic Tanks by MJ, $8. And Aquarium Cabinet Solutions, £10. So that's, you know, in the UK, right? So, what is that, like $1 American money? I don't know, just kidding. So, I don't know what to do with that money. I don't know what that means. If someone can tell me, like, there's no Patreon or anything set up, so I don't know how to take that money in. Steve says 700 quid. What's quid? Because, like, we have dollars. Okay, what's quid and what's pounds? Oh, it goes in my AdSense. CJ's Aquarium says it goes into my AdSense. You guys are going to have to school me on that. How do you do that? Is that with the Super Chat? Is that what that is? Is that what that is? I'm going to take a picture of these guys. How did you guys send the money? That's what I want to know. Someone tell me. I'm going to take a picture of who did this. Awesome. Thank you guys. You're going to get shout outs and all that cool stuff. Oh, CJ, look at you. Super Chat and AdSense all go into one pot. Anthony Murphy asks, does my Cheeto need to tumble? Mine doesn't, so does that affect the growth? Well, I'll tell you that mine doesn't tumble, and it's growing really well. It's getting larger. It's about, okay, it's not a, mine is not a ball. Mine is on the top of the water in the sump. It's about the size of, like, a basketball. The circumference, maybe a foot, 14 inches, something like that. I don't know. And it's like an inch or two thick. So it's not like I've seen it tumbling as a big ball or some softballs. It's like a frisbee, and it's just growing larger out. on top of my water column. So that's what I've got. People do let it tumble. I don't think it makes a difference. But that's mine. And I've been reading where it tumbles. You should keep it moving a little bit. It's also nice to put like a little power head, a tiny little power head in your sump just to kind of blow all the waste and uneaten food. Don't let that stuff settle, because if it doesn't blow around and get active in the water column, your protein skimmer is not going to pick that up. I'm thinking about going to, like I said, Beyond the Reef tomorrow, and I may pick up a couple emerald crabs, and I'll put those dudes in the sump when I pick up my urchin, and I may broadcast live from there too. Everybody wants Ed to call in, which means we're going to crash. Go ahead, call in, Ed. Let's see if he crashes it. If you want, you don't have to call in. Oh, here we go. Show's gonna be over. Hey, who's this?
Top of the morning to you.
There he is.
I'm Patrick from Ireland.
I haven't heard of that dude either. Where's that guy been? Man, what's going on?
I don't know. They all disappeared.
I hope not.
I lost a lot of my shit during the hurricane.
Oh, I know. So, how you doing? What's going on?
Well, I'm actually thinking about getting rid of the damn thing.
Are you?
Yeah, the only thing I got left in there is the purple tang and three clownfish and a couple other fish. That's it. I lost all my hippo. I lost my yellow tang. I lost all that shit.
Oh my
God.
God. So when you say you lost them, how did you lose them? Like, what happened?
Well, the power went off.
Yeah.
So I had one of those bubblers, and that's what kept most of them alive.
Oh man.
But by the time I got the power back, I was like 3-4 days, and it didn't work.
Ah, shit. Are you thinking about getting rid of the whole tank?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
What are you gonna do with the fish?
I'll sell them or sell them with the fish tank. It's getting expensive because the hippo tang.
Yeah.
I pay $50. I pay $50 for that. That one I had. They're $150 now, same size. It's just insane. It's a rich man's hobby now.
I think so. I think what I was saying earlier, I didn't expect this hobby to be as popular as it was. And I never even knew that reef stores existed before I got in the hobby. I never saw any of them. And I think it's becoming more popular. And YouTube is making that happen. And they know this, and they're jacking up the prices.
Well, I went to the fish store, and the guy told me that these countries realize how much it costs, how much they're selling the fish for, so now they're jacking up their taxes and stuff on the fish, and that's why the prices are going up.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
sense.
sense.
Because it's a commodity to them, you know? They don't have shit.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, even the tank I have, I paid $350 for it back in 2014. Now, a 90-gallon is like almost $600.
I know, it's ridiculous.
And I was looking at a 180, and they want like $1,100 for it.
Yeah. And
that's not even a fish stand or anything else.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's dumb. I see things on Craigslist and things, in which I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm always leery about that, because if it's empty, you don't know if they got problems with it. I'd rather just buy brand new. Not that things can't go wrong with brand new, but I don't trust...
Well, you get a warranty with the new stuff.
Right. I just...
But if you buy used, it leaks, you're screwed.
Yeah, in a big way. So yeah. That terrifies me. So I was actually thinking, should I upgrade to a different tank every 5 years? Because with all that pressure constantly, like, you never know. You know? I don't know.
You've had that fish tank for how long now?
I think it'll be 3 years. So it's got some life to it.
Yeah. Well, maybe another couple. You kept saying that every couple of years you were gonna get a bigger tank, and you never did.
I know. You know what? The main reason I'm so damn broke, I'd like to have a massive, nice one like Aaron in my basement down here, but I just don't have the cash.
Well, he's got a company now, so he can afford that.
Yeah. Very happy for him. That's really cool.
So you get yourself, get them rudder tubes going there and make a production line.
I've had some people buy them. I've had more sales than I expected, but man, those things are expensive, and I don't make much profit on them. So it was done as like, hey, enjoy, and, you know, whatever. But I'll think of something.
Cool. Yeah, well, what about your guitar playing, and are you still taking pictures and stuff?
Yeah, not as much as I was. But, yep, I'm still doing all that. I was telling CJ last night when I ran this test for the stream, I've got like 5 YouTube channels and a full-time job. I'm gone 12 hours a day, and I got 5 YouTube. It's just, I'm always working. So, but that's to pay the bills. You know, it's a struggle.
Yeah, got to do that.
It's terrible.
Well, see, not to mention my wife got sick last year. Now she got sick this year.
Oh my God!
So that's a couple of hospital stays. So I was going to upgrade to I was going to get like a 180 because I got this what do you call it, the sump, and I was upgrading all the shit underneath, and all of a sudden, fuck, she got sick, and then a few grand here, $5,000 here, $6,000 here for tests and shit. I'm like, fuck this, I can't do it.
I know. See, that shit will put you out like beyond fast. And you know, to be honest, I mean, that's one reason why I tend to go the more natural route with the tank. No reactors. I don't want to dose anything. It's just too much money. So at the end of the day, let's just keep it simple and let's just let nature take its course. You know, too bad I don't live close to you, man. I would definitely, take the fish.
Yeah, I got that purple tank probably about $400 or $500 by itself.
Shit.
So I'll have to think about it.
You think about it.
I'll keep changing the water and shit. That's about all I can do right now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
It's been good talking to you. I know you've been busy. I guess that's why you haven't had any shows on or anything, huh?
That's right. Yep. Between working and the family, and we were sick, and then the dogs and things, and it's just like no time. But I'm going to try and come back with this because it's so much fun talking with all you guys. I miss talking to you, and seeing everybody in the stream is just great, It
is like old times, right?
It is. Yeah, I can't believe it's...
Huh? What happened to what's-his-face, the guy from Massachusetts, what the hell's his name? He's always drinking online and shit.
I don't know. CJ?
He had that. No, not CJ. The 75-gallon. He drilled it with, and he broke the tank, and they got a new tank. And then he was doing all these live streams. He was drunk all the time. Mike Lemming. That's right. Shit. I don't think he's on anymore either.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything coming out of him.
Oh man. That's
so
funny.
A lot of people have, Well, good talking to you. Huh? I'm glad you did this again.
Me too, man. You know what? You mentioned Mike, and I got to start watching the YouTube channels again, and I kind of fell out of the loop. That was my thing. Every Sunday morning, I had my coffee, and I would sit down and I'd watch everybody's channels, like D from Brooklyn. I love that guy. Haven't seen anything on him. I don't know if he's still doing it. And Mike, I thought he kind of dropped out, but I don't know. So I'm trying to keep it alive. I'm trying to keep things going, and it's fun for me because I love the production and I love chatting with everybody. So
maybe you could pique my interest and maybe I'll stay with it. I don't know.
I hope you do, because your tank was good and you were good with your videos. I mean, I know videos take a lot of time to do, but even if you don't do videos, as long as you stay with it and hang out with us, even if you don't, even if you don't stay with it, just hang out with us for as long as I do this. That would be cool.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
You too, man. Good talking to you. All right, man. Are we on? Oh my God, we're still on. This show is still going. Man, I miss talking to Ed. That dude is cool. Mike Lemming. Always rooting for the wrong hockey team. No vids from Mike in months. Really? Man, that's sad. Isn't that weird? I mean, people move on, but it's sad, you know? Like, it just happens. I don't know. You know, I played guitars like a fiend when I was a kid and even older, and I would hang out in friends' basements, and we would... God, it's such a long time ago. God, I mean, you guys have no idea. We were, like, playing all the time, writing music, going over music theory, playing clubs, in the recording studios. We were going to get signed. It was awesome. And then life kind of gets in the way, and I lost touch with all those guys except for 2. And they're not even playing anymore. I try to get some playing time in. I want to incorporate guitar into these videos too. But it's sad. Things happen. It just happens. Anyone else want to call in? Does anyone else want to call in? Billy Pipes, send me a Snapchat. Snapchat? I've never done Snapchat. Don't get it. I'm a technology geek, but I don't do that stuff. Yeah, we all grow old. Damn. I was talking to one of my friends the other day about that. It took me a long time to come to terms with that. Not playing guitar as much as I used to. Damn, that pissed me off for years. Fuck. Miss those days, man. Anyone else want to call in? CJ, do you want to call in? Compy, yeah. You're in a few. You got a few bands, dude. You know that's a lot of work. And I was like the secretary of all those bands. I was the one booking the gigs, talking to people, setting up recording studio time, making sure everybody's showing up to practice. It's like, is anyone else here? Am I like the only one? We got a call. Hello, who is this?
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Oh, he hung up. Well, I'm glad you called. I really am. Thank you very much. Maybe you just had to go. Thank you, CJ, for moderating. Oh, okay. One of my best #1 fans that CJ caught, I'm not going to say who it was because that's what trolls like, he says that I suck. Well, if it's been a little difficult to concentrate tonight because that dude's mom has been under my desk for the last half hour, or maybe it's his grandma. Anyway, it's been difficult to concentrate for that reason. I love the trolls. As someone said, I like to keep the trolls and the bad guys on my comments on my channel. I see them as trophies, so I don't delete them. So I've been keeping them around, but not many have been posting bad things. I love a good banter. Hopefully this is him. Hello?
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 Hello, I want to give out all my shout-outs to Bubba and Billy and Steve and ACS and Scott and Dave and Reef Keeper and Ed and Anthony, Combi and NJ and Mike and CJ representing the 502.
Awesome. Who's this?
It's Nate, man.
Nate. What's going on, man?
Not much. How you been?
Good, dude. It's good to chat with you guys again.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, that was me calling in the first time. I wasn't expecting someone to say, "Who is this?" in a slightly Asian, or it was some other accent that caught me off guard.
Asian, bite your tongue.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of accent it was, but yeah, it caught me off guard.
That would be Chicago.
Was that what that was?
That's what that was, yes. So what's up, dude? What's going on? How you doing?
Pretty good. Just wanted to share my little story about my tank. I've had several tanks. I'm starting a new trend. I feel like I'm ahead of the wave. I'm starting the new downsizing trend.
All right, what's going on?
Well, I had a 120, once upon ago, and I had a bunch of rock in it. Took all that rock, threw it into containers, and everything, pretty much that was in the rock and on the rock died. And it was just put into storage. It was during the divorce, and I sold all the corals and everything, but all the microfauna and all the critters and everything was pretty much still left on the rock. Anyway, fast forward with time, it's set in storage through about 3 or 4 winters, and I finally dug all the rock back out, and I'm using about half of it. But this stuff has been leaching nitrates and everything else for 3 years now, and it just set in for. I have no fish. I don't really, not really a big fish keeper. I'm a coral keeper.
Okay.
Level, but anyway, for 3 years now, this stuff is still leaching nitrates.
Wow.
And I've hear people doubting that rock can do that, and I'm here to tell you it can, and it does.
Do you think it's the rock?
It's got to be, because I don't feed much. I have a few corals in there, but my nitrates consistently stay, around 40, 50.
But you don't even have any fish, right?
No.
So I don't know why it's getting so high. What about this? You got a sand bed, right?
Nope.
No sand bed.
Bare bottom. And when I do water changes, I'm constantly siphoning out debris, all the detritus and everything. I have a few, I have like 5 hermits and 2 snails and probably about 15 corals. It's a mixed reef. It's a little 20 gallon. I'm not all I'm using is it's a hang on the back Whisper 60. It's like ancient, but it still works, and I still love it.
And so this tank with the nitrates is what you said? Is it a 20 gallon?
Yeah.
How often do you do the water changes?
About every 2 weeks. I do a big one every 2 weeks, and every so often I'll run some micro bubbles. Throw some air into my pyre head. Get it, good and bubbly, let a lot of the organics rise to the top. And then I'll put a cup in there and just siphon off the, all the nasties and do it, refill it with, and I do, probably a gallon every week doing that, trying to, I don't have a skimmer, and that's my makeshift skimmer. Gotta do what you gotta do.
When I had my 28 gallon, I had fish in it. And that's going to be a lot of waste. You don't even have any fish, so you don't have, any waste, I would think. So I was doing a 50% water change once a week, which is easy to do because it's just 10 gallons. And I never had a problem with nitrates. Maybe you should try taking out 1 rock at a time and just scrubbing it down like I did. And just, not all of them, just 1 at a time so you don't lose your bacteria. And
right.
See if that works. That's got to work. Because I was thinking if it's sand, if you're using the crushed coral, that stuff is nasty. Nobody should use that because that holds nitrates, but you're bare bottom.
Well, and the crazy thing is I have no algae. Algae's like nowhere. I have no coralline algae either because I have a ton of these little chitons that eat it all. And I don't have any fish to eat them, so, the population has gone crazy. So I have no coralline. I have no algae to, I have like the film that'll get on the glass every now and again, and I get, wipe that off. But
do you know what your nitrate levels are at?
Right now?
Yeah.
Probably in like 35.
See, that's not bad,
And
but
see,
for
and I have
not having...
I have a bare bottom, and I constantly blow off the rock, and I'll take the power head to the rock and try to blow out stuff. And even after 3 years, stuff still is coming out of these rocks.
I would switch those rocks out one at a time. Because those rocks, weren't they in a tank when you had a larger tank with fish previous, right?
Yeah, and the 120, I had just one tang. I had a big powder blue. He was a big old fat boy.
Yeah, those guys, they do a lot of damage waste-wise. But, man, I would just take care of those rocks, boil them out, put them in the Tupperware, Rubbermaid, and just boil them out and just change the water once a week and just buy new dry rock and do it to them. Just start from scratch. Do one rock at a time. You shouldn't be having that many nitrates.
Well, when I started, I used a little bit of bleach, but I didn't really, get, think it was going to be, that much detritus coming out of them.
Me either.
So I didn't use any boric acid or anything. And it's Fiji rock. It was bought live. And once upon a time, it had all kinds of stuff on it.
Well, you got no sand bed, so I would definitely either replace one rock at a time or just soak them, boil them, get that stuff out of there, rinse it out. But I don't. It's got to be that, because with nitrates that high with absolutely no fish, that doesn't make any sense. Because you're not overfeeding, certainly. That's the only thing I can think of.
No, I fed Reef Radio like twice, and then in my pursuit to get my nitrates down, I stopped feeding.
Yeah, well, that's what I had to do, because I had this insane green hair algae explosion from hell, and I'm in the process of resetting my tank, and I did 2 rocks last weekend, and I'm gonna do another rock next weekend, and I'm just resetting it. I'm starting over because it's just out of control. So that's what you need to do, man. Just get some dry rock. Or actually, you could do just buy some live rock, because you don't have any fish. You don't have to worry about the parasites. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Replace it one at a time.
Yeah. I hate to kill everything on them, but you're not saying. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. You're not saying, put them in a Tupperware container and kill everything. You're just saying, put them in there and let it purge.
That's right. Yeah, with salt water. Yeah, let it purge. And then, do water changes with fresh salt water and put your heater in there, little power head in there to circulate it. And that way it's not getting hit by any food or just anything. And just let it purge itself.
When I started out, I hit it with some waste away, thinking that was going to, get a lot of it out. And it helped a little bit, but, I just can't believe how much stuff's been coming out of this rock.
That's weird, man. Yeah, I would definitely purge it out, put it in salt water, make some fresh salt water, keep it in those bins, keep it, 76, 78 degrees, whatever, and do a salt water change like once a week. Do that for 6 weeks, and you should be fine. I know that sounds like a lot of work, but that's what you got to do if you think it's the rocks, because you don't have any sand. You can't imagine anything else causing those nitrates to be so high. Unless you're not changing the pads in the filter often. I don't know.
No. Oh, I'm changing them. I change the pre-filter every week, and I change the carbon every 2 weeks.
Oh, good. So you're fine. I would reset those rocks, man. That's the only thing you've got in your tank that could be causing that, from what I can see, based on what you're telling me.
I think I probably need to give a shout out to my wife, because I think she's going to let me get a bigger tank.
Go ahead.
No, she's sitting next to me. I'm just trying to throw some hints.
Well, you know what I almost had to do for the 125 when I went from my 75 to the 125? And I should feel bad saying this, but I don't. I was going to put some water on the floor next to the tank, like a gallon of it, and be like, oh my God, the tank's leaking. Oh my God, I got to get another tank. This tank's leaking. That was going to be the plan.
Yeah.
To upgrade to the 125. But I never had to do that. I just bought it against her will. Whatever. It's great. She doesn't particularly like the hobby, but she likes looking at the fish when the tank looks clean.
Right, right. Yeah, my wife, she loves watching the corals grow.
It's better than TV. It's very relaxing.
Yeah, I love it. And, with a 20-gallon, you keep your nose to the glass.
That's right. And like I said, people say that smaller tanks are harder to take care of. I don't really think so, because a 5-gallon water change is like 40% when you add in all the rocks and sand and stuff. That's what I was doing. I never had an issue. Never, ever had an issue with my 28-gallon tank. I did a 5-gallon to 10-gallon water change every week.
Right. It's only harder to take care of if you're not going to take care of it.
That's right. And then it goes downhill really, really fast.
Yep.
Well, let me know. Let me know what happens.
How much time I got?
Yeah. Let me know what happens. Drop me a line on this video or any video.
I'll keep you posted.
Let me know what you do.
I've been needing to make a video. I was learning how to video edit, and it was too much for my computer, and so now I'm gonna just try it on my phone. I'm gonna do the old CJ thing.
Yeah, do it.
Man with his phone.
I do have my videos on my phone, and I edit them on my phone. And I rarely come down here in the studio. I do pretty much everything on my phone for the most part, except when I'm doing the live stream here. But yeah, man, phones are awesome.
Yeah, it's got to be the easiest way.
It is. It is the easiest and the fastest.
Yep. Shout out to my teacher who never said I'd be having a calculator all the time.
And I'll do a shout out to your wife for letting you get that larger tank.
Yes.
There you go.
Or multiple smaller tanks. I could deal with that too because I don't see this being my forever house, so I can't be getting my forever tank yet.
Right. But one forever tank, one larger one, is so much better than multiple small ones. I tried to have 2 tanks, and 2 tanks is too many. It's true what they say. It's just too many. For me, anyway.
Well, I'm thinking of running multiple tanks on the same system. Like, 40-gallon, like 4 40-gallon breeders and like a 55-gallon sump.
That's a good idea. If you think you can manage them, I like to just deal with the one. But if you can manage them, that would be a lot of fun. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I can manage them. I mean, I'm that guy that can't wait to get home and run downstairs and look at his fish tank.
Yeah, that's pretty much one of the first things I do. It goes dogs, and I'm not kidding. It goes dogs, kids, wife, and fish, or sometimes fish then her. I don't know. It depends.
Right.
But it's great, man. It's better than TV, and I could just sit in front of it forever, and I do. I don't even watch TV. I do YouTube, and I look at my fish.
I don't
tank.
either.
It's the best thing ever. It's the best thing ever. Well, I'm going to go because someone's trying to call in.
Yes.
But, dude, thank you so much.
Shout out to you, my man. Everybody thumbs up.
Thanks, man. Hey, seriously, leave me a comment and let me know what's going on with this tank. And if you need any help or anything, ask, and me or any of these people will help you out. So let me know.
All right. Will do. I'll be mostly Reefs is who I go by on YouTube.
All right. Drop me a line and then I'll check out your channel.
Will do. Make
a comment so I remember that, and then I'll check it out.
Will do.
All right, man.
All right, man. Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Sure, dude. Thank you. Okay, bye. What do I have to do? This is the original. CJ, Steve, re-announce the show for the new people. Oh, this is Reef Radio, and actually, CJ came up with this name. When we first did the live stream, I did this like a year ago, whatever. I'm like, what? I don't know what I call this. And CJ's like, let's just call it Reef Radio because it's like a radio show. I'm like, all right. Welcome everybody, by the way. This is, oh my God, we've been on the air for an hour and 25 minutes. Well, maybe someone will watch this in the playback. I don't know. I usually like to edit these down, but I kind of like what we talked about, and maybe people will just leave it on in the background. That's cool. Let's see. Slenin13, how's your German Shepherd, Steve? She is awesome. We're very locked into each other. She's very protective, incredibly loving and sweet, smart, never leaves my side, which most dogs won't leave your side. But, you know, they don't call German Shepherds a shadow for nothing. So every time I get up, she's right there. I get something to snack on, there. I eat dinner, she's there. I sit down and drink coffee, she's there. So she's doing really great. Thanks for asking. I love that girl. Let's see. Reef Keeper says we're missing the background jams. Here, I'll play something for you. The reason why there's not jams on it is because I don't want to get flagged by YouTube. And then I don't get monetized. But let's see. There you go. We'll play a little bit of music. Not going to stay on much longer. But you guys hear the music? Let me turn this light on. I don't like it. You got to be careful with YouTube nowadays, you guys. I mean, that's all I do is research YouTube and algorithms and search engine optimization and keywords and tagging and notes and things to try and reach more people. And, you know, you put a song in there that's copywritten, you're done. You can't monetize your videos. Good. I should have kept the music on longer, like earlier, but whatever. I gotta find some new copyright-free music. CJ says, as long as you voice over, you're safe. No, not necessarily. I've been tagged before. See, YouTube, their algorithms have gotten worse, especially since they rolled out this 1,000 subscriber thing, which I think is bullshit. You can't make money unless you have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of views, which sucks for the people making 3-minute long videos. I'm just reading some of the notes. I haven't read notes all night. Anthony Murphy, you've got 3 tanks, damn. 2 ferrets, awesome. And a guinea pig and 5 dogs. What? I got 2 dogs, fish, and I used to have, the kids used to have gerbils. Reefer Madness, with the changes I'm not going to get monetized, but that's okay, I like making videos. You know what? A lot of people say the same thing. Hey, as long as you like making videos, that's what counts, and that's totally cool. However, I think I speak for everybody when I say, but we'd like to see some money, right? We'd like to see a little bit. Alright, someone's calling. Hey, this is Steve. Who's this?
Hey, Steve.
Yeah. I am here. Who's this?
I'm just messing. This is Bubba.
Hey, man. What's going on?
Nothing. Just watching the stream, enjoying.
Awesome.
Having a good time in the chat. Chat's doing good.
Great. I think it's pretty cool. I love seeing the chat and talking to everybody. And I'm glad you called in because I got tired of hearing myself talk. So,
right.
Everyone's scared. So what's going on, man? You're hanging out. Anything new?
Yeah, I'm new to the reefing, community.
Oh, great!
But I have about a year in, and things are good, man. Things are pretty good. I've had some downfalls in my tank, but I think I've done pretty good in the last couple months, kind of recovering from a bacterial problem I had off of starfish. Kind of shut everything down in my tank for a little bit. I'm kind of moving towards getting on some serious reefing going on with some macros and a few other coral in the future. But how are you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. It's really great to be back here, and it's great to hear from someone I haven't heard from before, and it's really great to hear from someone who's, you know, you're new, but you're not new to the hobby. That's really cool. And so yeah, man, you know, that first year is, I don't have to tell you, can be pretty rough.
Yes, I've had some ups and downs with different rocks. I did use it kind of looked like Carib Sea rocks. This kind of stuff you get from LFS.
Yeah.
And that rock ended up, we just didn't like it. Me and my wife were just like, this rock just doesn't look appealing. We found Puro-Kleen, and we did the whole acid bath and all that jazz, bleach. I put Guard. I put everything on it, and I still ended up about a month after using it getting brown long hair algae, which apparently nothing eats or wants to eat it.
Right.
So I kind of forced to end up brushing it myself, and only had to brush it about twice until I was able to bring down the phosphates a little lower and control it. But a lot of people have been having problems with Puro-Kleen. It's a great rock, looks beautiful. You just have to cure it correctly, I think. But you might still run into some of that weird stuff.
I think so too. I love the Puro-Kleen because it's light, it's very porous, it's great. I don't know. I just don't know. I've had pretty good luck with it, but you know, there's so many. Going back to starting out in the hobby, there's so many. Man, there's just so many things to this hobby that people don't tell you, and there's so much to learn, and there's so many forums out there that'll steer you down the wrong path, and everyone thinks they know, but they don't know. And if I don't know, I'm going to say I don't know, and I speak from experience, and that's why I have the channel. Right. But yeah, it's, you know, I've unfortunately had a lot of fish die, a lot of problems, and but then you learn, and it sucks, but you learn. And
yeah, that's true.
All these guys here in the chat are really great people to learn from.
Oh yeah, I dedicated my first video really to everybody, because if it wasn't for the streams from Rico and CJ, because I actually met or ran into Rico through CJ, and then I started meeting everyone else gradually. So everyone has kind of their own level of experience, and they've encountered different things in the hobby. So you just kind of,
yeah, you
have to just be a good student at that point and just learn. That's the way I was like, you know, I'm just gonna sit down, listen to these guys. And yeah, they know me. I joke around and mess around in the chat here and there, but I am listening, and a lot of my success, I think, has been from just trying to be patient, very consistent, and try to keep that stability, because no joke, I was getting water from a different LFS every week, Steve. Like, no joke. Like, one had reef crystals running, the other one had, you know, Coral Pro. I mean, I was giving my tank every kind of salt. It was so unstable. It's so horrible. But
yeah, well,
it's like I feel like I'm on Reefer's confession. You know, like I'm confessing everything I've done wrong.
Well, you know, there's, man, I don't know. Everyone does a lot of things wrong. There's really no, well, there is right ways to do things, obviously, but you know what? Everyone's tank is so different, and what works for you is not going to work for me, and vice versa, and you just don't know. And I really am starting to believe that once your tank finds a balance and you try and change the salt or something, even if you do it really slow, because you've got to do everything in a slow process, your tank is still used to how it was initially set up, like it's pre-programmed. I don't know, that's at least Definitely. How I feel. With the
no, I agree with you. 100%.
With the issues I've had, like, I'm not saying it's a bad company, of course, but I'm never using Red Sea products again, because every time I try it, I introduce them incredibly slow, and I get screwed big time. So I am not doing that again.
I actually, it's a short story, but I actually, you know, because I'm like reading. This was before I met the live stream guys, but I had read about, you know, putting aminos, and I was all, you know, eager to buy coral. I already bought maybe like $100 of coral. I'm going to do the best I can with these corals. So I'm putting these aminos, and I turned my rock green in less than 12 hours, adding in Coral Pro. I think it was like Complex B or something.
Wow.
Not knowing any better back then, I was just like, yeah, but it's aminos, it's good for your tank. And I'm like adding the recommended dose and everything, you know. But
Yeah.
that's the kind of stuff you just learn in the beginning. I know I didn't document it or tell too many people of these things that I ran into, but all of us run into some sort of situation. If it's not, you know, equipment that breaks down, which I did have a couple of those, or, you know, just things that you haven't learned yet. It just takes a while to learn how to keep your tank stable and learn what the tank needs.
Yeah. It's true, and you're going to get so many people like, well, I do this, and I do this, and I do... It's just with everything, it's experience. And then you start reading other ways to do things like, you know what, I did this wrong, it makes sense to do it this way instead. And then you start to follow your own path, and then you start to try other things, and then you realize, wow, that's kind of working. And that's one reason why I've got my channel, because I like to document what I do, and it teaches people at the same time. So mainly I just wanted to keep going with the channel in the earlier days so I can look back on videos and say, oh, my tank looked like garbage. Oh, now it looks really nice. What was I doing at that time? So
right, what you did back then to now. That's why I started video recording my tank more now. I mean, I'll release probably more videos in the future. But I didn't even record it, even though I didn't post it on YouTube. I just didn't. I took a few pictures, but never recorded it. And I'm like, man, I'm an idiot. I should have just recorded it. You know? But,
right. You forget. Because, like, I was referring back to my videos to get a timetable of when that green hair algae explosion. I mean, it wasn't like, oh, you got green hair algae. This was an insane swamp explosion. I've never had that. So I was looking back at my videos, like, when did this start? And I had all my answers, because I do like 1 or 2 a week, and I know what is going on and what I dosed, what I didn't. I don't really dose anything, but when I say dosing, I mean introduce the Red Sea salt, and oh my God, that stuff is gone. It's just not good for my tank, I think.
I understand. I'm pretty old school about it. I mean, I bought one of those saltwater, like, aquarium logs, and I really just write everything down and not try to make big changes real quick, especially with the filtration. I have a nano, by the way. Sorry, it's a 32-gallon nano. But those kind of subtle changes, even though you like had carbon in there too long, because I did run into a Chemicure Blue, and I had it in there for 3 months, but that was a majority of my filtration in the very beginning. And when I pulled that thing out, I had issues. I had issues for weeks, and didn't realize that all the bacteria was pretty much there. And I pulled it out and put a brand new one. But you know, lesson learned, and I've changed my filtration and a few other things. Marine Pure, I've been running that for a while, and Pond Matrix, and they've been working great as my biological filtration. But I don't run a skimmer. I just do water changes.
Wow, see, I was talking about that earlier today. No protein skimmer. People do it.
Nope.
That's really cool. Yeah. That's cool. And that's all I really run. That's all I really run.
I hope I'm not taking anyone's time. I just realized we've been on here for almost 10 minutes. So I apologize for that.
No, that's okay. CJ's getting pissed, but what else is new? You know?
Right.
The guy comes into a ton of money from YouTube, and now he thinks everybody owes him. Whatever. But no, he's...
Well, I'm jumping out. Just want to introduce myself to you. I appreciate your videos out there and everything you've helped out with the community and the people, you know. It makes a difference.
It does. And that's why I like doing it, because people can comment on videos from each other, but it's cool to, like, see them and chat with them. So thanks a lot, man, and I'm glad you stopped by, and I'm glad you watched this stuff and that you're having fun.
All right, bud. I'll let you go. I'm going to jump back in the chat.
All right, dude. Cool. Thanks for calling in.
Have a good night. See you
too, man. Bye. All right, so I see in the chat that CJ was complaining about how much money he spent on the corals. Dude, you're making sick bank with YouTube. But I'll agree with Reefer Madness. Never, ever add up what you spent. Unfortunately, I kind of had to do that when I did my taxes last weekend. By the way, you guys, those of you making money off YouTube, what little we make, you should be writing off what you spend on your tank. Keep your receipts, because that stuff is making you money, right? You are making money on YouTube/Google. There you go. Reefer Madness. 630-503-6017. 630-503-6017. We're gonna start the clock. Oops, there it is. Yeah, Billy, I have the recording studio, so that's where the main write-offs come in. I'm not recording bands as much as I was, but you know, I write off the square. I do my own taxes. I write off the square footage for storage. I write off the square footage for the studio. I write off what I use because I make money on Router Tube Reef. Not a lot, but you're making money, so you write off what you buy. And a portion of the electric bill, right? Just a tip to you guys. So if someone calls in next, I'm going to start the clock for 5 minutes. That has to be the rule. I feel bad for doing 5 minutes, but it's going to happen. Yes, Howie, of course, dependents, kids. But I've got so many things going on here. The photography, I wrote off my cameras. I did, yeah, it's a lot of work. But I'll do your taxes, man. Yeah, I wrote off my aquarium. Look, if you buy, okay, if you have a YouTube channel and you get paid by YouTube and they send you like a W-2, you get taxes. I got a tax form from YouTube saying how much I made. I use those tools to make money on YouTube. Again, let me stress, not a lot. So that's my tank. But I didn't write off my tank this year because I did it when I bought the tank 2 years ago. All right? I don't know why I'm looking at the microphone. I should be looking at you guys. If I buy a fish tomorrow, he's getting written off at the end of this year when I do taxes. Fish food. You feed your fish. I know it sounds crazy, but you gotta feed the fish, who are actually the stars of your YouTube channel, so you write off that food. If you spend $2,000 on fish, you're not gonna get $2,000 back. What they're gonna do is you're gonna say, how much did you spend for this? And then you say $2,000, and then it all gets added up, and then you take a portion of what it is, depending on what category it fits in, and it's a portion and a percentage, and then they wind up taking it off. But then, of course, you have to claim how much you made from YouTube, and then that raises up a little bit. But every little bit helps. That's my thought on it, and it's totally legal. Joey Vera, doesn't write off just mean more deductions? At a certain point, it doesn't matter, right? Well, yes, at a certain point it may not matter, but I write everything off. And yes, it is seen as like deductions. So you take deductions, which is a Schedule C. How the hell did this turn out to be an accounting channel? I don't know. But you do a Schedule C portion of the taxes, which is the bitchiest part of taxes, because you can only write off or take deductions for certain things for certain time frames. So you can choose to write off things the whole year if you think you're going to be if you think your business is going to be making more of a profit and you're going to be owing more to the IRS or the government, or you can choose to write it off over time. So if your fish tank was $1,000 and they allow you, $300 deduction on that, you can choose to write it off over 5 years, so you can write off $60 a year. Make sense? There's the crash course. CJ, dude, you gotta get every dollar you can. But you've gotta have You've got to have a business. You can base it on your social security number, or years ago I opened up a tax ID. So I have a tax ID number for my recording studio, so it's legit. And this microphone, that was written off 5 years ago when I got it. And then it's all under Rodder Studios, and Rodder Studios is Rodder Studios YouTube, Reef Radio, RodderTube Reef, YouTube, all that stuff. And I make money on it. If I wasn't making money on it, I wouldn't claim it. And let's not get crazy. Don't go out buying 5 fish tanks and write them all off for $5,000. I mean, you could do it, but that's silly because you're not going to get that much. I'm going to make up a number. Let's say you get $400 in deductions. So you're not getting that money back as cash. You're getting that money back as deductions. Like for your kids, what is it per kid? Is it $2,000 now? Yeah, right. It only costs $2,000 to raise one kid. But they allow $2,000 in deductions. So let's make it simple. If you make $20,000 in a year and you have one kid, you can write $2,000 off. So they see it as you making $18,000, so you pay less out to taxes because you have a deduction. Now you buy this fish tank, they're going to allow, based on category and price, let's say they allow $200 for that fish tank that you spent $1,000 on. Now you're at $17,800 that you actually made. So your profits are being cut by the things you bought to fulfill your business and make money on. Get it? There you go. Oh yeah, I've invested way more, CJ, on what I made on YouTube. Please. But I write everything off. Okay? Not everything, but I have receipts. You gotta keep receipts, because if you get audited, you have to prove that you did buy this $5,000 camera. You just can't say, I bought a $5,000 Sony video camera. It's easy to do. You just have to do a lot of reading and researching things. Plus, you know what? TurboTax is highly recommended. They're not paying me to say this. If you don't know how to do taxes, just do it online with TurboTax. It's secured, totally easy. Keep all your receipts, and from year to year, they keep that secured online for you. So it's like, we see last year you did it, and I've got all my scheduled C things that I've purchased itemized. So they're like, do you still own this? Do you still, if I sell something, if I sold a camera, do you still own this camera? Nope. Then they're going to take the difference of the deduction and figure it out for you. So look at that. Paying the basement guy cash won't work though. Nope, because you don't have a receipt. I wouldn't risk it. And by the way, I got to get rid of my receipts. I think it's 5 years. But I've got things that are like 10 years old. I'm just going to shred that stuff. So there's my little tax tip. For some reason, I wanted to tell you guys that. If you're writing things off and you're making some money on YouTube, do it. You know, I would think if you have like a dog training channel and you bought puppies and you're making YouTube money, you could write off the cost of those puppies and their food. Because you got to feed them, and they are your channel, and that channel is making you money. It's a business. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. I'm going to wipe that part out of the chat because that's not part of the saltwater stuff. Yeah, mostly reefs. I will do a video on that. I did a video on, did I put it, no, I didn't put it on RodderTube Reef. The rules and regulations for the new YouTube starting January 18th. Did I do that? I don't know if I did that on my RodderTube Reef channel or my Rodder Studios channel. Anyway, one's out there. I'll do the taxes one. I'm not an accountant, but I've been doing my taxes for 15 years now. Strat 1960s, what's up, dude? Man, it's great to see you on the chat. It's great to see everybody on the chat. I'm just briefly going over the comments now. Would you guys suggest drilling a Red Sea 650? I don't know. That's your call, man. Why would you do it? Because it's like got that hidden compartments back there that work really well. I wouldn't do it. That's a really expensive brand, and I would just let it do its thing, how it should do its thing. If you want to drill something, maybe get a Petco tank, just something cheap, and just have that drilled, you know? I would just leave the Red Sea alone. The green algae fight? The green algae has not shown up on the rocks that I scrubbed and boiled and nailed. Yes, Aquarium... Wait, hold on a second. Aquarium Cabinet Solutions. Definitely write off the Super Chats as consultant payments. You guys are so awesome. Sending me the cash to help me with the software. It's gonna take a while. I mean, I may never get the money, but I'll give you guys, you know, shout outs and all that good stuff. I might start a Patreon thing. I always felt silly doing the Patreon thing. I tried it once and people nailed me for it. They're like, oh, you're just asking for money. I'm out. I'm unsubscribed. And I lost some subscribers because of that. You know, so I nixed that right away because I don't want to lose subscribers. But, you know, I'm going to stress, if you want to, great. If you don't, fine. Because I'm going to give stuff in return with the Patreon thing. It's not going to be just give me money. It helps to support the channel. Because what little money I make goes to support the house that I live in. Which is very little money. I think it pays for like one cell phone bill and half the water bill. Which is great. Totally take it. I'll take it. But, you know, I would like to have more. And when I have these streams, get more advanced. So thank you so much to Aquarium Cabinet Solutions, Billy Pipes, Mass Aquariums. Awesome to see you here. Awesome to see all you guys. Aquatic Tanks by MJ. Thank you so much. I'll keep it in the log, and I'll let you guys know. Thank you. Thank you. Future shows will have that. First time noob. So the algae fight's going well. Well, right off of $2,000 super chats. Yeah, that'll fly really well with the IRS. So when the IRS calls me, I can't lie. We see that CJ's Aquariums gave you $2,000. I'm like, dude, that dude gave me $10. Then they're gonna be knocking at your door. So don't do that. A GoFundMe account. I thought of that too, but man, I feel so lame because there's like poor little kids with cancer and things of that nature, and then here's me. Hey, you guys want to like make the chat better? We can buy software. I just feel like such a schmuck. Reefer Madness. It's neat to talk on the live streams. Have chatted with Than at Tidal Gardens a few times. Live streams are awesome. Mush Farmer, enjoying the live format. Would you ever build a tank for yourself, and why? Like, when you say build a tank, do you mean actually have the glass cut and I'm gonna go in and connect the glass together with glue? Nope, not doing that, because I don't trust myself. It's a lot of water, a lot of pressure, a lot of weight, and I don't need that busting open. Compy's back. Where are the callers? I don't know. Hey, thank you, Strat 1960s. He says I provide a great service. Aquarium Cabinet Solutions. $10 again? Dude, you're awesome. Let me stop the music. Stop the music. Alright. Strat 1960 says, how many hours do you put into your tank and the videos? Maybe 2 hours a week with the tank on the weekend, which is going to be tomorrow. And the videos, that's a really good question. You know what? I used to film my videos, then I'd come down here in the studio, look through the footage, edit them, add my effects, and I'm a professional video editor. I've been doing it for 25 years, maybe more. So it didn't take me that long to do it. Maybe 2 to 3 hours in editing after I filmed it for like a half an hour. I don't do that so much anymore. I pretty much just use my iPhone. I've been streaming things for you guys, and then I'll cut it in iMovie on the iPhone. It's awesome. I'm just finding that you don't have to have a really cool polished video. Get some good lighting and some good sound, and you're pretty good to go. I've got a lot of views on videos that were just shot with this. Like, there's some times where I'm like, hey, I gotta show the guys this, and I'll just film it, and then I'll cut it really quick on iMovie, and I'll just upload it to YouTube right from this phone. Never did I ever think we'd have the technology in my lifetime to do this, because I was editing back in the day on VHS decks, and that was a pain in the ass. Analog editing, linear editing was a pain in the ass. So, that answers your question. Not much time. I want to just get content out there as fast as I can without making it look like it's garbage. How would have used your username on Skype in Canada? They want me to pay. It's a whole lot easier to make an acrylic tank. Yeah, I don't trust myself to do that, just like I don't trust myself to run electricity. I don't deal with electricity. I call an electrician. Billy Pipes is 2 hours a day on the tank. What are you doing? What are you doing? 2 hours a day. Yeah, does someone want to call in? Bubba, given the phone number. American Reefing. Anyone who has an Android phone, you can download the Power Director app. Yeah, Power Director works well. And you know what? I'm going to do videos on that too. I know it's more for the Rodder Studios channel, video production channel, but I am going to do videos to help you guys out. If you want my help, I mean, that's what Rodder Studios is for. I can talk taxes a little bit. I can talk like what I use. I can talk about the phone and how I edit and cut. But I've been doing more streaming. You know, whatever can take me away from YouTube. I love editing, but I just don't want to spend that much time on it. So it's mostly live streams and hanging out with you guys. Plus I get to hang out with you guys. Billy Pipes, I like to pet each coral every day. You have problems. And you will be banned after this live stream. Dude's a weirdo. Anybody want to call in? And I'll set the timer for 5 minutes. Screw it. I'm just going to keep this whole thing. It'll be a 2-hour stream. Do you think people are going to watch this? Probably not. But whatever. There's not much else I want to tell you guys. Depending on the weather, because here in Chicago, the weather is like brutal. And I don't get nervous with driving, but it was pretty bad this morning. So I called Beyond the Reef. I might show up there tomorrow in the afternoon, and I'll live stream it. I don't know how cool it's going to be because I'm going to concentrate on looking at the tanks. But maybe I'll take you guys tank to tank live, and it'll be yet another video. And I'm going to buy an urchin and a couple emerald crabs for the sump. You guys are turning into creepers. Minnesota. Oh my God, dude. I feel for you, man. Minnesota is the worst. And Canada, terrible. Scott, have you heard from Scott Anderson lately? I've not. He hasn't texted me. I haven't texted him. I know he's really busy. We've talked about doing a Skype thing. together, but I don't know, my schedule's been crazy. Scott's schedule has been crazy, but he's doing good. I saw on YouTube tonight before I started this chat a couple hours ago, he's doing something with some channel. I can't remember the name of the channel, but Scott was hosting some guy's channel, some show. I think it's a bigger show. I don't remember. I don't watch it, but you know, you don't have to download the Skype app to call in. You can just use your phone. I think that's what Billy did. You can just use your phone. It's a phone number. You only need Skype if you're going to do video chat with me, which I'm not set up for this until I get this new software. But here's something I'll tell you guys, which I think will be kind of fun, because God knows I've got the time. I'm thinking it might be fun to visit reefers in the Chicagoland area. Maybe we can do a live stream, or maybe I'll just film it. I get to visit your tanks, just talk to you. Not a long, like, hour thing, but, you know, just kind of show up, make, like, the 10-minute video, and I'll edit it together really nice and everything. I was just toying with that idea because, I mean, there's a handful of people in Chicago, and I've met a couple of them at Beyond the Reef and stuff, and I just think that would be pretty cool. You guys get to see their tanks. I can go out to them and film it. I think that's a good idea. And then what I want to do too is what I used to do with Scott. Film a Skype session, talk for like a half an hour or whatever, and then I'll slice it and dice it, and I'll put it on my channel. So I have like a Skype interview, if you will. Scott and I tried to do that, but you know what? It's like, hey, who wants to be on the Reef channel with us? No one got a hold of us. It's like, you don't want to be on YouTube? What? All right, someone's calling in. Hey, what's going on? Who's this?
Hey, it's Jeff from American Reefing.
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on? Thanks for calling in.
No problem. I'm kind of new to the YouTube community. I've been doing it for probably 2 months now, but I've been fish keeping for a long time.
So you're new to YouTube strictly for a couple months, right?
I mean, my channel's 2 months old. I mean, I've been on YouTube forever, but my channel's about 2 months old.
What's the name of the channel again?
American Reefing.
American Reefing. Let me jot that down because I want to check it out.
I appreciate it.
I like to check out everybody's channel. Not that CJ guy though. He's kind of boring. He's too laid back.
CJ rules the world.
Nah, well, in his mind anyway. That dude, another discussion for another time. Anyway, I will check out the channel, man. So, just talk about that for a second. How are you liking it?
I'm liking it a lot, actually. I mean, I actually get a decent amount of views. A lot of people comment, and I always answer everybody's comment, and I just try to help out. I mean, my tank isn't the best tank or anything like that, but any kind of knowledge that I can pass on to newbies or anybody is good.
That's awesome. And that's why we're here. I mean, I love doing this stuff. And, to be honest, the biggest fun for me is this stream and doing my channel and teaching. I mean, I was a guitar player for years and still am, and I had a lot of students, and it was fun. So the things I learned I like to put on this channel. So if you've been doing it a long time, that's going to be great. And one tip I'll give you, and I'll give many more with my other videos, but what you're doing now is a great thing, and you know it already, is answering comments and just being there for people, because they're going to want to come back to your channel because you're very personable then, because I've been to a lot of channels as well as you have, and people ask questions and they never get responses. Yeah. So that's not cool. I mean, I get it that people are busy, but if you can answer them, that's going to help you tremendously.
Yeah, it's going to make it more personable and all that kind of good stuff.
Exactly. Exactly right. So, how many years have you been doing it?
Well, I was mostly in the freshwater for the beginning, so I've probably been in the hobby for about almost 20 years.
Awesome.
But the first 15 was freshwater, and the last probably 5, I'd say 5, maybe 6 has been saltwater.
All right, cool. So, what do you prefer more? Maybe that's an unfair question, but I know they're so different. But which do you prefer, would you say?
I mean, definitely probably the saltwater, just because, you know, the coral and, you know, I think there's, I mean, I guess it's not fair to say there's more diversity in saltwater because you can get into the planted tanks and, you know, but, you know, I think just I prefer saltwater. I mean, I'm only running saltwater right now just because I don't have the space to do it, but I'm actually getting into a new house next month.
Oh, nice!
And I'll have a full finished basement at my disposal. So
that's awesome.
Once I get my fundage back up from buying a new house, I'll start getting tanks.
I hear you. What size tank do you have now?
Right now, I just have a little nano 5-gallon. I had a 50-gallon, but due to you know, having another kid and all that kind of stuff, I downgraded to a little 5-gallon nano, just to kind of keep things running, basically stay in the hobby and everything.
That's cool.
But you know, once I get into the new house, I'm hoping to probably I really want to set up two 120s. That's my dream right now. Yeah.
So why would you do 2 120s and not just like, you know, 265? Just one. Just maintain one.
Yeah, I mean, I think one, you know, 120 is just a perfect size, and I kind of want to run one more towards the softy side and one more towards, you know, the SPS side of things, and then also just you can have a more diverse range of fish if you have 2 tanks, I guess you would say. You know, you can
that's true.
Kind of have, you know, you can kind of have, you know, the angels, or, you know, instead of just having one angel, you can at least get 2. Something like that is kind of what I'm thinking.
Well, that's a good idea. That makes sense. I'd almost want to go all like no coral. You know, it's just a little easier to maintain, and plus, if you know you do get some kind of ick outbreak, you can treat it right there in the tank, no problem. And also, you can keep your salinity lower, which saves on salt, and it's better for the fish anyway. But I thought about going fish only, but that's a good idea. I know, what fish do you have in the 5-gallon?
Right now, all I have is a clownfish pair and a yellow watchman goby, just because I don't want to go too crazy with it. All my other fish I just gave away to other hobbyists.
Oh, okay. Because I thought about actually setting one up at work at my day job. And the 5-gallon.
Yeah, I mean, I love this tank. It's the Fluval Spec V.
What is
it?
So
it's Fluval Spec V.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I heard of those. You like it?
I love it. Yeah, okay. I mean, you know, it's got the filtration in the back. You know, it's all in one tank. So I mean, it works perfect for me. I just put it over. We have like one of those fake fireplace things. I just put it on top of that, and it stays out of the room and keeps the wife happy.
Oh, nice. That's cool. So, are you doing like I mean, it wouldn't take much effort at all. A 50% water change, like weekly, or?
I do 250% a week.
Okay.
So I'll do one midweek, like around the Tuesday, Wednesday mark, and then I'll do another one on either Saturday or Sunday.
That's awesome.
So I'll do 250. You know, obviously it doesn't take that much effort.
Yeah, like I said earlier, with my 28-gallon, I was doing like a 50% water change. It was like effortless, and I was done. And a 50% water change is so healthy. I can't do that on my big tank. There's no way. You know?
Yeah, and I actually I order the that Nutra-C water, and I just use that because one bottle puts me through 2 water changes. So I order a couple of those bottles, and I'm done with it.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
You know what? You don't even.
I love this tank. It's easy to take care of. You know.
Yeah, like what I did in the beginning, like I didn't have an RODI unit. I wasn't making my own water. I was going to the grocery store and I was just buying like gallons of, purified water, drinking water, baby water, which was great. No, for that tank, that's what I would do. I wouldn't even make my own water. I would just buy a couple gallons of that for $3 a week.
I actually bought an RODI unit and started making my own water, but then after calculating how much it's costing me just for this little tank, I'm like, it's just easier to buy it.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, it costs like nothing. Just use it as your top-off water too. You wouldn't need much of that. Just keep like a gallon a week if you wouldn't need that much. But that I thought about getting a 5-gallon, no more than that, just to keep it work. I think people would like that, and I'd have fun taking care of it.
I love this tank. I mean, and I think I paid like $70 for the tank.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just get that instead of the 40-gallon.
And it's for 5 gallons. I mean, it's a fairly large tank. I mean, you can do a lot with it.
Huh.
I'm pretty much. I have like, I don't even know, six different types of acans in there. I actually have 2 clams, a flower nem, and a Duncan.
Wow, I can't wait to see this. All right, you guys have to check out his channel.
Watch my middle videos first. My last video wasn't a very good one. I got dinos in the tank, and I did a 3-day blackout. So I had actually 2 SPSs in there that didn't make it through the blackout.
Oh.
But the acans and the clams are bouncing back, so that's good.
Good. I look forward to seeing it. The 5-gallon. That's good. How many subs do you have now? Do you know?
I think I'm like 220 somewhere in there.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, at the 2-month mark, I figured I'd have like 10 or 15. I mean, I never in my wildest dreams expected 220.
Neither did I. It's like, who's gonna watch me? But
exactly, I'm like, I'm not a very interesting person at all.
Well, just be yourself. That is totally what sells it, and you'll go far. Yeah. And you know what?
And I try to be as personable as I can. Like you said, I'm answering all the comments, and I definitely do appreciate every subscriber. I mean, it's awesome.
It is. It's a lot of fun, and it really is giving a lot back to you because all the work you do. Money is nice, but it's so much more when you've got these subscribers that they look forward to your videos and they want to see what you have to say. And
I love every comment. I mean, it's awesome. I love it. Just talking to people and stuff about it.
It is. It's exciting when you get that. Still, for me, like I check YouTube every day because I'm addicted and I love production work. And when I see you got 3 comments or whatever, it's still exciting to read, and I respond instantly. It means a lot to me, and that's good. Keep it up, because you'll go far, man. You got a lot of years of experience. You got a lot to share, and the smaller tanks will be very helpful to people because, let's face it, no one's going to go out and buy a huge tank. There's people thinking, well, what should I do? What should I get? So now you've got me thinking about this fluval.
And I'll continue to do the nano tanks too, even when I get the large tank, just because I really like the, I guess biodiversity is like the wrong word for it, but like I just like just the little tank. It's awesome.
Well, you just got a couple new subscribers. I just saw in the comments they just subscribed.
Oh, cool! Thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, man. I got someone else calling in, but I want to say thank you so much for calling, and I'm gonna actually check that out right now.
It was great talking with you, brother. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, of course, man. Thanks for calling. Thanks for not being a chicken like everybody else.
Appreciate it.
All right, dude. I'll talk to you later. Good luck. I'll check your channel out.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye. Well, that guy was super cool, nice, and I'm looking forward to checking his channel out. American Reefing. Check him out. All right, kids. I'm going to probably close this down in a few minutes because it's getting late. Strat, I have not been looking in the comments, but Strat1960 says, I've got enough to get it wet. What the hell are you guys talking about? I turned my back for 5 minutes to talk and take a call, and we got these weirdo conversations going on. I'm reading. You know I'm kidding. I'm a sarcastic bastard. That's what she said. Naked Reefer called it. And it never gets old. There's nothing wrong with a well-placed, that's what she said. It never gets old. Man, you guys, what did I say? It's going to be a 1-hour show, and it's 2 hours and 17 minutes. You guys are just too much fun to hang out with. I'm telling you. This is awesome. We need more people, though. Damn, we need some girls in here. We need something. Oh my God, Mandy's online. I just said we need some girls, and she showed up. Mandy is awesome. She's been following. You guys have to check her channel out. She's been following my channel for a long time, and she's always asking questions and commenting and filling me in on her tank. She's awesome. Thanks, Mandy, for showing up. Compy, deal with it. No, you deal with it. These are great. These chats are great. Reefer Madness. The first comment on his channel was from Miss Saltwater Tank. I think that's what you're saying. I miss her. But, you know, like I said, you guys, she's still around. I've been chatting with her for the last couple of weeks. I've known her for a long time. Before she showed her face on that channel, we were chatting. She's such a sweetheart. And I'm glad that she's got her dog channel. She's got like 1,000 subs. Go over, give her some love. Subscribe to that channel. I put links to the description. I'm going to do a video with her about the dogs. We're going to collaborate on a couple channels. That's going to be a couple channels. God, it's late. I can't even think. We talked about collaborating on a couple videos for our dog channels. Because Leia, my German Shepherd, has her own channel. Because I'm a dork like that. Mandy, she sets her alarm for 5:30 in the morning to join in on the fun. Reefer Madness. Her ex, Prestige Reef, is going on now, too. Yeah, I know. Not as fun. What the hell? What the hell is going on? Billy Pipes. CJ, see you in a bit when I come up to bed. What the fuck's going on? Mandy, I'm sorry. I just had to use some Italian there. I don't know what these dudes are. Look, I don't want to know, but they're gone. They're banned. Creeper weirdos. Creepers, man. I wonder if anyone's going to actually watch this 2-hour and 20-minute video. I know some people just replay them in the background because it's like a radio show. There's no call in the queue. You must have a call in the queue I can't get through. I don't know. I've really, man, I gotta cut these shows down to an hour. I keep saying it. Yeah, Billy is doing a good job of taking the place of Mike Lemming. This is one reason I stopped doing these shows for a while, is because it gets late. So much fun. So much fun. Brings back the old days of chatting. IMing. Yeah, I know. There's no way I'm going to be able to cut it down. See, the cool thing is, I know you guys aren't mainly here for me, because I'm done talking about aquarium stuff. You guys are here for each other. And that's why I love it. I love seeing you guys talk and communicate with each other. It's awesome. There's the music. I'm getting sick of this music. I gotta change it up. I gotta find some other copyright-free music. It's too rough. I'm turning off the music. It's just too rough. I thought about that. Just start them earlier. I thought about starting at like 8 o'clock and going to 9 or 9:30. American Reefing, no problem, dude. That was fun. I'm glad you called in. I'm looking forward to your channel. I admit that I don't comment on everything, but I do watch your videos. I just don't have time. I don't have time. I hate that, but I don't have time. Trying to run like one YouTube channel is rough, but I got 4 of them. I've got some YouTubers that I'm collaborating with to do a new Star Wars film since Disney effed it up. I've got some phenomenal artists, and so that's going to be a huge project. But anyway, I do watch your videos and I do comment, but not as much as I want. Things that really strike me or that I love, I put like a little quick comment on there. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap it up in 2 minutes. I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes. And then we're going to wrap this up. I don't want to, but I'm just tired. You know who I'd like to get on this show? I'd like to get... I don't know. Again, I'm not saying anything wrong, because I like her, and she's got a cool personality with a little sarcasm thrown in. Taylor Nicole Dean. Admittedly, I don't watch many of her videos, but she's cool. But then again, I don't watch a lot of other videos. Like, I'm a PewDiePie fan, but I don't watch a lot of his videos. Someone's calling in. This is Steve. Who's this?
This is Reefer Madness, Craig, giving you a call.
What's up, dude?
Not much, man. Not much. I, for some reason, can't get Skype to work. Every time I try to call, it just goes to like a voicemail thing. So. Well,
that's weird. But oh yeah, well, maybe there's other people trying to call in because you know this channel is just so popular. So that's obviously the problem.
Well, it seems to be.
But
so weird to hear myself in the background. I got to shut that off. Hold on a second.
Yeah, mute that.
There we go.
Just like back in the old school radio days when you call the radio station, like, yeah, mute your radio, turn it down.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a musician too. For
awesome.
30 years, right?
What do you play?
And it was kind of funny that I found you the first time I got ick.
All right. Awesome. So it was worth it then.
Yeah, it definitely was, because it was like, okay, so that's what he's done. This, you know, and thankfully, you know, the community at large, you know, it isn't huge. I'm in St. John, New Brunswick, Canada.
Oh my God, so you're cold.
Oh yeah, it's minus 17 Celsius here tonight, so it's like minus 5 for you guys. So it just got cold again. It was warm, and you know, it's weird that because we're right in the Gulf Stream there, right? So
yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely you know, I just did a video about ick, and when I tend to rant when I get going. So
good, me too.
You know, it's like, look, guys, here's the thing. You know, there's one surefire way to do it. This is it. Because no matter where you look, the minute I hear, and, you know, and I don't want to say the blah, blah, blah Aquarium's name. Great guy. I love watching his big, beautiful tank. But the trick is that he talks about treating Nick in the tank with his corals. I'm saying you can't.
You can't.
You just can't. A sensible invertebrate will die from anything that will kill ick.
Yeah.
You're dealing with the same species, or subspecies thereof, right? So, things like that. But, you guys were talking about money, and I'm sitting there. The other day I added up what I lost, and I ain't saying the number, but in the death of coral department, it's been like, well, I'm going to hold off for a while.
Yeah. I'm not, I love coral, but luckily I'm not addicted to it. If I look at it, I really want to buy it, but I just want the coral that makes the movement, like the star polyps and everything in the tank. It's too much. Man, it's too much money. It's great to look at, but it's too much money, and you can't add that stuff up because you'll go nuts.
No, exactly. Like, actually, my YouTube channel there, I was laughing. That guy's got 200-something subscribers, American Reefing. I'm like, good for you. I've got like 30. So.
I was telling one of my... Okay, I was telling one of my friends this just today, who does a completely different channel. They're more comedy-based. I started the channel and handed it off to him. And he's bummed because he doesn't have that many. I'm like, dude, when I hit 70 subscribers, I was ecstatic. I didn't think I would ever get 70 people, really?
Yeah, exactly.
You look at all these other people, and it's just what? How could you possibly have 1 million subscribers? It makes no sense to me. But
like that Logan Paul thing going on, or Philip, any of that stuff.
Oh,
and you're just like,
God.
wow, really,
dude?
Like you have. Have you seen that whole thing? The Logan Paul, he's got like 1.8 million subscribers, and he shows a dead body, and somehow that's all okay. And it's just like, wow, I'm just trying to make a little reefing channel here,
Yeah, I saw that whole thing. I did a whole video on that. He is one of the reasons why YouTube changed the whole monetization thing, which doesn't make any sense because, you can't make money until you have 1,000 subscribers, which is stupid because, that dude had like. He had a handful of millions. I think he had a lot of.
Oh yeah, it's unreal what they've got, right? But and I mean, good for them.
And he did a bad thing. So how are you gonna prevent me from doing a bad thing by saying you have to have 1,000 before you make? I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, you're not right. The whole YouTube. I was on my way to actually getting there when they made that change. I'm like, okay, well, that's all right. I still like making videos. I've got my 120-gallon tank people like to see. I just set up a 20-gallon sump tank, and I'm going through step-by-step on how this is how I do it. Your mileage may vary. You may want to do it a little different, but this is what I'm doing. And I saw the Aquarium Cabinet Solutions fella, and I'm sitting there going, where were you when I was trying to get a stand, right?
Right.
And I'll get there eventually, that I'll get a nice wood stand for the wife, but I've made it look the way, presentable for her. My wife, thankfully, is just as into the hobby as I am.
Oh, good.
We just got, what did I get, a powder brown tang and a hippo tang, and added them at the same time. And, they were talking about, on Inappropriate Reefer, trying to catch fish. It was like, I spent 7 hours trying to get an orchid dottie back, guys. Some days you get them, some days you don't, right? So I just had to add it and go, I hope that murderous little thug doesn't bother the new tangs, right?
Right.
Because he killed a Lubbock wrasse in 24 hours. Beat it to death. Yeah. So it was like, bummer. But, and that's just it. It's information on the hobby because I'm going to have a huge one. I know it's going to be long about forums and the negativity around that because it's like that's Reddit for reef keepers.
Yeah.
Any of those forums, that's exactly what it feels like. It's like you go in there, you're going to get, first thing is, well, what's your parameters? It's like, if I was that bad, I probably wouldn't be here even looking for you guys because I wouldn't even know to do it. You know what I mean? But, it's one of those, like, yeah, I get it. Parameters can be bad, and they can look really good and still be bad.
That's right.
That's no matter how hard you try. Like, the green hair algae thing is like, people watch me doing hydrogen peroxide on the channels. Like, how do you do that? How do you get away with that? And it's like, because you can't.
Right.
You just got to do it smart. Don't try to dump a whole bottle in and think that's going to be okay. It's not, right? But if you add 1 ml per 10 gallons and do it daily, you can beat green hair algae back. no problem, right? Brown hair algae, I had an outbreak. I used old rock. You guys were talking about Puro-Kleen. Had a similar issue. I used old Marco rock that I had, and unfortunately, there was just enough stuff on it that I got a big brown, long filamentous hair algae outbreak. I just worked at it and dosed the tank until it was gone.
Sometimes that's what you have to do, and you brought up a point where it's a very good one. I mean, like anything in life, when you're new at anything, you have to learn because you don't know who's telling you the truth. You're at the mercy of, idiots, quite frankly. And then once in a while, you find someone who knows what they're talking about. Like with the whole ick thing, man, your parameters could be great. And what is going on? It was driving me mad, and I'm very stubborn, and I was determined, and I had to find out the answers. And then when I found it out, it's like I have to spread this to everybody, and I fought a lot of people, to be honest, because people were telling me that's not true, but it is true.
No, exactly. And the thing with ick, and trying to tell people you're going to have to get your fish out if you have coral, and you're going to have to fallow that tank. And I tell people now, 3 months, just to be safe. Make sure you do it for 3 months so that you don't have some trophin, swimming around the tank that nails your fish that's prone to it. The minute you got them healthy and put back in, because the stress levels go up, blah, 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 you got to kind of take it, like, guys, anything good in this hobby happens slow.
That's right.
It's that simple, right? The minute it's a good thing, it's going to be slow. Bad things happen really fast.
That's right. And people say,
the nano tank thing, you got it, right? And nano tanks, I tell everybody, they're great. And the 50% twice a week, man, it's probably a little excessive. But you know what? If you want to keep with it and you're good with keeping with it, sure, go ahead. Your clams probably aren't going to like you too much for it.
Yeah, and a dirtier tank is generally a happier tank. I mean, unless you've got big fish like me, I have to do the weekly thing. But, people, they'll tell me, well, once you have ick, you'll always have ick. No, that's so wrong. And you mentioned, this is to if anyone watches this 2-hour video, and I'll do other videos too, but, I can't stand the forums. I cannot stand Reddit. I mean, I've gone to that site to read some things. Forums are generally bad, especially. I have never come across, and do have so many hobbies. I've never come across a hobby that's more brutal and filled with idiots and rude people than the saltwater aquarium hobby. And
yeah, it seems to be really elitist, right? Like wet media is my favorite.
It is. And,
that is, if you want to get a good laugh, a guy's just nailing people. And it's like, well, you probably took them out of the hobby. Maybe that's a good thing, but that wasn't the nicest thing you could have done for somebody.
Right.
My channel, and I'm not here to pump my channel, but it just happened to be that way. But
I
just started the channel.
That's fine.
I started it May 2015. I put up, there's an old video of my fluval bow front, the first tank I put up, that I ended up with the ick in. But, I just was sitting down one day, I can do this. And now there's like 30-something, I think 35 videos up. And, I just rant about whatever, or I do little how-tos on how I did something. It's the same as my name. It's Reefer Madness. And, it's one of those things that I haven't had a negative comment yet. I'm braced myself that, someone's going to call me something. That's fine.
You'll get it.
And it's like, okay, so, but a lot of people have messaged me privately. Yeah. And I'm like, well, why? I don't know. And then you get it, right? Oh, you don't want anybody, calling you out for asking a question. I'm like, what a society we live in that, you can't ask me a question without somebody coming aboard you. And I really feel bad when I answer back, especially Facebook groups. I got a couple Malaysians that write me and stuff, and it's like, look, this is how you do that. Stop calling Mandarin dragonettes or scooter dragonettes, blennies and gobies. They're not. Just to keep that away from yourself, because there are going to be those that are going to attack you for it. You know what I mean? Because, you were told that at a local fish store, that it's a goby. It's not a goby, but, go research it. You'll find that out yourself, right?
Right. And people are going to make mistakes. And if you're going to, people are really quick to nail others. And it's just bad. And for some reason, I don't know why, but the saltwater hobby is just filled with idiots, and I don't visit forums. There's one in particular I can't stand. Reef Central. Oh, I said it. Kill me, whatever.
Oh, R2R. Oh, yeah.
But just nasty people, not all of them, but just I have no time for that. So YouTube is your best bet, and all these people in the chat have outstanding channels, and those are the guys I learn from. And like you, I mean, I'm gonna check your channel out, and I will learn stuff too. Everyone learns from everybody. So
if you don't watch other people, BRS TV.
Yeah.
Guys, everybody that's here now, if you're not already using that, use that. That 52 weeks of reefing that they did, fantastic.
Exactly.
I wish I had that kind of money.
I know.
Like, that's an expensive tank. But, it's like I'm using a ball valve right now for my return, or for my my overflow. I will put a gate valve on it. I did set it up so I could do that. But when you get down into it, that's for now, that $6 ball valve is better than a $45 gate valve to get me started, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I tell people. The DIY part, like when you see the sump, if you guys go to my channel and see the sump on that 20, I had it all glassed out. It wasn't working the way I wanted it to. The pump I had just isn't, the balance was off. That's the only way to say it. So, okay, let's do this. I tore some glass out. I gated off a spot so I could put stuff in. Here we go, right? There's always a way to do something, especially if you watch it, and that's why I put up what I put up. This is what I did to get around a problem that I'll resolve later if I can, get that flow just the right way. Maybe it's a stronger return pump, maybe it's this, whatever the case may be. Lighting is another one that people just crazy nuts over right now, and it's like, guys, there's lots of stuff out there, right? Those Mars Aquas, they may have really come down on the Chinese black boxes on BRS TV, but if you listen behind what they were talking about, they also said, you know what, they work. So just watch out you don't set your place on fire.
Right.
Speaking of pets getting into things they shouldn't, there's my cats once again playing with all the fish stuff. But yeah, so I don't want to keep you on because I know you're well and into this, so, No,
that's fine. I'm glad you called in, and, check Reefer Madness out, you guys. I'm going to check it out. And thanks, man, for showing up in the chat and especially calling in. That's really cool. I'm glad that you showed up.
Oh, eventually someday I'll host one or something, or I'll hop in when you guys are doing one, and I'll get we'll get it kind of going, and we'll get a group. I think you did one with Maha Reefer.
Yeah.
Is that it? Maha Reefer?
Yeah.
And I remember watching that, and I was, oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
It's fun.
And actually he's the one that gave me the courage to put 2 tanks in at once.
Yeah.
I watched what he did and said, okay, so that worked for him, and I found more information backing that up. That's how you do that. Powder brown, that gold rim tang.
Yeah.
Oof, you want to see a panic attack. He's eating where he at the fish store. He was there for 4 weeks. I thought, okay, we're all good. Oh, anytime, man. Aquarium Cabinet Solutions there. Yeah, I'm going to go try and check out your stuff, too. I definitely want to put a nicer cabinet in the dining room for the wife, but for now it will have to wait, I'm sure. But yeah, that's how you learn, right? Trust me, guys. The forums, dig through them if you must.
Right.
But that elitist attitude, that's there. I played World of Warcraft for the last 12 years too, and I know all about that elitist attitude.
It's true. Forums are good to a point. YouTube is a lot better, and it's cool because
your gear score and achievements. All right, okay. So what? I've only been doing this for 3 years, and I don't know anything. Okay, sorry, I asked.
Exactly. And no, I don't care if you've been doing anything for a year or 20 years. Just don't be a jerk. I can't stand that stuff. And you'll get your negative comments once you get to be a bigger channel. You'll see your negative comments and your trolls, and they'll keep bugging you. And I just let them. But then after a while, I've had to put a handful of people in jail, so they're not allowed to comment anymore.
And that's just, I'll wait for it. There it'll be, and it's like, yep, okay, sure enough. Depending on how impolite it is, you know what? I'll even leave a negative comment as long as you're not, completely and utterly rude about it. That's fine. Go ahead. You're allowed your opinion. But if you're just being, a troll for the sake of being a troll, well, good day with you, sir.
That's right. And they're only hanging themselves in the end.
Well, and that's just it. This hobby, like Inappropriate Reefer, if he's still on, love your channel, love watching it. You have done things that I have sat there aghast at and went, no, and how can you not use RODI? And then I'm thinking, but you know what? They cost money. People want to get in right away, and it's like, okay, learn the hard way. Here's the dinoflagellates that he had to put up with, and and all that. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to make that mistake, but I've made my own mistakes. So, like I tell people, you're going to make them. Don't panic. As long as you keep your fish alive and hopefully your coral, you're great. You want to do this and make it easy? Don't get coral. Just as your thinking is, right? Just make a fish-only tank. You don't got to deal with it anymore.
That's
right?
It's so much easier
to do. Yeah, but coral, oof. It's mine's in the thousands, and believe me, I don't have that kind of money to be wasting it. But it's in the thousands, dead. You know what I mean? I had a hurricane, Miami Hurricane Chalice, huge piece I got when a shop went out of business up here, and I had a piece that if I had chopped it up was worth a couple of grand die, and it died just suddenly, just gone. Picked it up out of the tank and just watched all the tissue fall right off. 9-head orange octo spawn, which I'll never get again up here because they're hard to get, gone. You know what I mean? So I tell people all the time.
Sorry about that. That is so bad.
Oh, it hurt. It hurt. And a gold metallic, which is red body, gold tips on it.
Yeah.
I was moving down from upstairs, right? And that way I could get the bigger tank. I was on the ground floor concrete, lifting them up out of the 20 that I had running up there. And when I turned them upside down so I could take them out gentle, every head fell off.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, guys, it's going to happen. Things are even going to look good. Everything looked fine. Dead. All of it. And I'm like, holy, curse words were not enough. Yeah. And it's like, but I tell people, you know what? I have wanted to give up this hobby more than I've wanted to be in this hobby. Because, and it's coral, right? So this time I the 120 right now, if you look, there's coral, and I've got something going on outside of the weird coralline algae that's growing and being aggressive. Mm-hmm. There's something going on in my tank. So the water changes have started excessively, and I made sure everything's pumping and doing what it's supposed to be doing. But my wife's donut coral that we've had for 2 years is deciding he's going to peel off. Don't know why. Couldn't tell you why. Parameters are okay.
See, maybe it could also be just time. Because things will die, but at the end of the day, it's like you hate yourself because you spent too much money, but even more so because something died. And did it die because of you? And you'll never know, And
and that's just it. Don't beat yourself up because you could test everything, have no phosphates, no nitrates. There's no ammonia in your tank, no nitrite in your tank. There's no...
Right.
Go down the list. And guess what? It still died.
Right.
So...
I know.
Suck it up and move on. Believe me, your other fellow brethren in the reefer community will all cry with you that you lost that. But you know what? I would hate to see what worldwide corals or any of those guys' mortality rates look like. I'm sure all the stuff that live is great, but I bet you the stuff they lose would scare us to death.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Because I know a fellow just started a shop here in Fredericton, about an hour north of me, and I feel for that guy, because the stuff he's got alive, I know what he's had die. And, thankfully it's stuff that he's grown himself, but if he didn't, and he was paying to bring that in, unfortunately, he can't bring in a flame angel unless you pay him up front.
Yeah.
Because he can't afford to have it die.
Right.
And you take it home and it's dead and you want your money back, that kind of, nope.
Yeah.
I'll bring it in. I'll make sure it's alive here. And then it's, good luck. So.
That's why I don't have a lot of coral. That's one reason. It's just, I don't have the money. It's everything you just said. And it's just really not me. I mean, no. I don't want to spend any money on something that's going to die. They're beautiful, but man, it's just too much to maintain and balance and no, I'm not doing that.
And that's why if you guys watch Tanked or you watch Fish Tank Kings, they're all fake coral. Why? Because that's the hard part to keep alive in this hobby right there.
It is. It
That's
really
exactly
is.
what it is. And it's brutal, you know, but keep your chin up. You know what? Softies, the guy, I think that was American Reefing was talking about doing one tank doing the softies. There you go. There's the easy tanks. And the hardest part of that tank is going to be keeping it clean.
Yeah, that's why I do the coral that I do, because it's, you know, very, very healthy and very strong and effortless
Very
to
forgiving.
take care of. Very forgiving. And I'm not going to, I mean, I don't have the time to devote, and it's just not me. And I don't want to deal with losing, that's a lot of money, you know, and no. I've lost a couple coral that I tried to keep, and it drove me nuts. And so I'm like, I'm not doing this again. So I did it. Yeah.
So neat to watch the chat going in real time and knowing that the video part of it's not.
Yeah, we're on...
I got to ignore that, right?
Yes, we're on like a 10-second delay.
But yeah, it's definitely, you know, when I feel for you guys, everyone is, I know exactly what it's like to lose, you know, coral. We all are. You know, if you watch my channel, you're going to see how everything's about patience and slow. And I'm going to try to do one on dipping because I have all the different depths. I actually can't get the Bear Advanced Complete. That's become popular. I have a buddy through World of Warcraft ship me up some. So it's funny, you can't buy it in Canada, but it's okay to ship it here. Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, cool, ship it up. Right? The worst they can say is no.
Right.
So nope, got to bottle all that, and everybody calls me, right? Hey man, you got any of that left? Yeah, I do. Come on over, right? You don't need a lot, trust me. Yeah. But yeah, Coral RX. I had a few. You know what? And the pest one I got coming up, and I know you'll be interested in that. Somebody was talking about. I think it's Inappropriate Reefers got some pesty things right now. Wait till you see that vid, bud. You'll love that one. That one, the rant I'm going to go on is going to be epic.
All right.
Trust me, because I did not know, and I have a picture, when I put it up, you'll see it in the vid, of my black yellow-tipped torch, who thankfully, out of 9 heads that were on that one, we managed to save one. It's still in the shop up in Fredericton, and thankfully he's still there, but you know what? I couldn't see it. I sent him a pic because I was trading this to get the big 120. This guy made me a really good deal.
Yeah.
He spotted it in a pic and said, that thing's full of flatworms. So we started looking over all my euphyllias, and guess what? They're all coated in flatworms. So now we know what killed my orange octospawn, my gold metallic. We know exactly what did it and where it came from, where I got them from, and I dip. Couldn't tell you, but you know what? There you go. And you know what, guys? Here's a number that'll scare you. $4,000 in euphyllias I lost.
Oh, my God.
And it was flatworms. $4,000. Right? And that's Canadian, so, you know, that's only, what, $3,000 American? You know, so,
pocket change. Whatever.
Yeah, pocket change. You know, it's not a big deal. But, yeah, it's one of those things, like, wow, where did they come from? I couldn't tell you. And they were the little pink guys with the slit in the middle. If you look them up, you'll find them. They're just like an oval. They're not the other type. But so now my whole dipping regime is huge because it's flatworm exit, then it goes into bear, then it goes into coral RX. I mean, I really torture these poor corals, but I got to make sure. The only thing I got to deal with is the bubble algae for the most part. It's the thing I keep seeming to pop up. But I have a vid on that showing you how to pick that off.
Or
but that's the thing.
Emerald crabs will take care of those. You can do that.
I never eat it. No.
Never eat
it?
it?
No problem. Never eat it. No, put them in the tank, never see them again. Bubble algae still there. I'm like, okay, no. You know, but manual removal I know works, but there's a couple of ways that you can do it. So I'm going to try Dino X, which used to be Ultra Algae X, and apparently that works really well, but it takes time.
I've heard
that does. Watch out.
I've heard that does work well. Try that out.
Yeah, and it takes time, though, right? That's what I tell everybody. You got to do it for 2-3 days, and then let the tank rest.
Right.
Give it a week, and go back and do it again, and you just got to keep with it. It's like using Nopox for your nutrient control. That's going to take time. That's not going to happen overnight. Like, oh wow, my nitrates dropped from 110 ppm down to 5. No, it took me months to get down to 510. Like it really did, right? But Anyway, I won't keep you on much longer because I know that we're getting into the wee hours here, and yeah, we could probably talk all day. We could probably start talking music and blow everybody away too.
Oh yeah, everyone would probably hang up. They don't
More than likely, you'd have the ones really interested. There's videos of me up there somewhere, guys. If you go look and trust me. Yeah, but anyway, nice talking with you, Steve.
Nice talking to you, man. I'm gonna check out your channel, Reefer Madness. Everybody, check them out.
Yeah, red turf algae. If you have a hard time finding, boom, I'll pop right up. Trust me.
Okay, I'll jot that down.
Later, guys. I'll hang out until you're in.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, all right, man. Later.
All right.
Ciao.
Ciao. Awesome. So, American Reefing and Reefer Madness. And of course, Billy Pipes, Aquarium Cabinet Solutions, MISS Aquariums. Man, good to see you on this show. That's a big name. Aquatic Tanks by MJ, Aquarium Cabinet Solutions. All these names are big names in this chat. This is really cool. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up here. I just want to finish by saying that before the call came in, no more calls. I'm going to close out Skype. Oops. Alright. I'm going to stress. I don't know who's going to see this, but you guys can spread the word around. So anyway, I wanted to say that I really appreciate you guys. It means an awful lot to me. Never did I think I'd have so many subscribers. And thank you. And I know you've been asking for this live stream for a long time, so here we go. And the channel's a lot of fun to me. And I would like to maybe have Taylor Nicole Dean on here. Not because of her looks, but I just think it would be fun. Because I know for a really long time she had like barely any subscribers. And then she did the video with why you should not buy a blue tang. And she shot up and a lot of attention. And then she started dressing even nicer and doing even nicer makeup and getting better lighting, and then she looked more pro, and then she looked pro, and so good for her. Good for her. So it would be kind of cool to have her on the show, maybe just to get like, you know, more popular YouTubers on. I think it would be kind of fun. I want to get something with Louise, like I said, aka Miss Saltwater Tank. Long in the past, now she's doing what she truly loves, spending time with her dogs and working on her YouTube channel for them. It's really cool. You should check her out. If you haven't already, link to the video descriptions to her channel. That's all I got. So thank you guys so much for watching. And even though I said nice things about Nicole, I'll call her Nicole. It is true. It really is true. I'm not making fun of it. Younger girls who are very attractive get more views. And I'm not straying from that. They've got breasts. They can wear makeup. They look great. Who wouldn't want to watch them? I don't watch them. I watch things that are silly and stupid. Like PewDiePie and... You watch Miranda Sings? Check that one out. She's very popular and very stupid. Hilariously, I mean. I love her. So, you guys, I will see you later. Have a great weekend. Stay warm, especially those guys in Minnesota and Canada where you shouldn't be living because it's way too damn cold. I'll see you next time. And, man, thanks again for the little bit of money here towards the show. I appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. All right. Later, guys. Thank you so much for watching.